305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Dolphins to the Heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Scotty Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by HialeahParkCasino.com. Enjoy simulcast racing, dining, a magnificent poker room, and a casino with the most popular machines on the market. OKCoin.com. Download the app on iOS, Google Play, or Windows. OKCoin.com with over 50 different coins and incredible staking rewards. Pallet Rack City. There's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty, we are ready to rock and roll, baby. Live from Hialeah Park, second floor casino. We're in the poker room. Come on out and join us. Got a loaded program today. We got a lot of things to talk about. Damn, Jose Lucas didn't waste any time dropping a super chat already. Says Big O couldn't sleep. We got Tyreek Hill. Let's go. Yeah, my problem is trying to, get to the regular season already. Let's just speed this thing up now. Get me to the regular season. Although I need to enjoy a Stanley Cup first, okay? Because the Panthers are going to win the Stanley Cup. The Miami Heat, I don't know what they're going to do. Were they in the octagon yesterday, or was that a basketball game? I'm trying to figure that out.
Masvidal is rubbing off on everybody.
Yeah, man, right? I mean, whoa, what happened? Was Jimmy talking about Spo's kids? Was Jimmy talking about UD's kids? Because, man.
Did you see Spo's face?
Oh, I mean,
I know there's a lot of angles of it, but there's one angle where it's at the bench.
I've never seen him like that.
And Butler said something. You saw Spo go. I was like, and I know that doesn't look good on because I'm not on camera right now, but the whole thing, his face just was like, what did Jimmy say?
Right. Yeah. Well, he wanted to fight him practically. Yeah.
Maybe,
basically.
I guess, maybe. And then UD was like,
UD was like, I'll kick your ass. I'll kick your ass.
Yeah.
And I got UD in that fight, by the way. I'm just saying. Because UD also has the power of old man strength. So that also helps out. Let me tell you something. What happened last night, it could end up being water under the bridge. But I'll tell you this. Eric Spoelstra has an impeccable track record as a person, as a professional, as a coach. Udonis Haslem has an impeccable track record as a person, as a professional, as a player, you name it, as a leader, impeccable. The Miami Heat, under Mickey Arison and Pat Riley, have an impeccable record and history. And they have helped a lot of players get their lives back on track. And Jimmy Butler has been the Kim Kardashian of the NBA, searching for a husband/team. And he's had a problem with that. And the only one in that entire situation that has a problem is Jimmy Butler. The only one that has a reputation that's not a good one is Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler gets no breaks here. He doesn't get the what's that called? The benefit of the doubt. Jimmy Butler lost the opportunity of benefit of the doubt 3 teams ago. So I don't know what Jimmy Butler is going to do and how he's going to handle this, but he needs to handle it like a man. He needs to handle it like a professional, and he needs to actually admit that he was dead ass wrong. That was incredibly disrespectful what happened last night. And there's no place for that. And he needs to get suspended, actually. That's what needs to happen. He needs a nice 5-game suspension, a nice long suspension, so he can sit on it and get the hell out of here and go put your head in ice and go figure things out. Jimmy Butler, my brother, you're the problem here. The Miami Heat organization is not the problem. Udonis Haslem is not the problem. Eric Spoelstra is not the problem here. The only guy that continuously has problems wherever he goes is Jimmy Butler. This can go under the bridge. This can be water under the bridge. They can get past this, but it's up to Jimmy Butler to get past this because he has to be man enough to admit that he's wrong and how he acted. That was unacceptable. I personally think you're only suspending him because of where the Heat is right now. What happened last night is a tradable offense in my eyes. Once you disrespect a great coach like this, you need to get rid of the guy. But you can't get rid of him now. Trading deadline's passed. You're not going to bench him for the rest of the season. So you tolerate it and put up with it and try to win. Problem is the Heat are screwed because if the Miami Heat can't straighten out Jimmy Butler, then no one can. Because if he can't find a home in Chicago, Minnesota, or Philadelphia, and he can't find a home in Miami because he can't behave and act like a professional, then the Heat are screwed with that contract. So Jimmy Butler needs to wake up and start acting like a professional. That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. And the only reason, I see somebody there saying, I agree to a 1-game suspension. That may be what ends up happening, a 1 game. But it's not what he deserves. He deserves a lot more. He deserves to get kicked off the team. That's really what Jimmy Butler deserves. He deserves to get kicked off the team. You don't snap at the coach. Right, yeah, you want to fight me? Yeah. Yeah. That when you see Haslam like that, when Haslam is like that, that's bad, bro. That's bad. And that's Udonis Haslam. Udonis Haslam has an edge to him, and he's never done that to any coach. That was really, really wrong on Jimmy's part last night. That was way out of line. Way out of line.
And the fact that it carried on too,
Spo
walked away.
Ignorance.
Spo walked away, but then
I
don't know if something was said, but then he walked back over, threw the clipboard down.
Right.
Still was following Jimmy, as Jimmy was walking away from him. There was a lot going on there.
Of course.
And again, you can push it under the bridge, and every Heat came up to the mic
I don't
and
care
was
about
like,
what they said.
It's compassion. It's this. It's that.
They're all full of shit. They're all liars. They're all liars.
And you could tell that they had a meeting beforehand and were told. Again, Heat culture is you go out there and it's in the locker room. That's where it's staying.
Right.
I don't want to hear anything else out there and again, the Heat sent out the guys they needed to. Kyle Lowry.
Right.
PJ Tucker. Bam Adebayo. Those are the 3 that are veterans, and Bam's
and they weren't going to say anything.
They're not going to say anything.
They're not going to say anything.
They're going to know.
Yeah, but Butler's going to have to address the media at one point or another, and they're going to ask him.
Yeah.
And they're going to ask him. You know what I mean? But, and Spo lied, just was a bold-faced lie yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all liars yesterday. Tell me that this is just nothing and, it's just guys emotional. No, dude, that's way more than just emotion.
And I would have been better off if you would have just stayed with the whole when I asked him the question, it was, we were just talking about dinner plans. Yeah. I'd have been happy if you would have stayed at that and then just moved on with then go back.
Yeah, then you'd elaborate a little bit more. Yeah, which is just like, dude, stop already. It's like, don't insult my intelligence already. You know what I mean? You're almost better off saying, yeah, well, we weren't happy about it. We'll keep it in-house. Although there was one line that he did say. He says, everything has to be better, including our leadership. That was the line that stuck with me. Everything has to be better, including our leadership. That was unacceptable last night on Jimmy Butler's part, in every way, shape, and form. He's lucky that this is a team that has a chance to make a deep run into the playoffs and win. But if not, that was a tradable offense, what happened last night. Because to me, I really feel like that was the point of no return. I'm one of these kind of people. I'll tell you this. If you're in a relationship and the man hits the woman or the woman's hitting the man, that relationship is over. The respect is out the window and you're never getting it back. Now, maybe you continue and you tolerate it and deal with it or try to forget it or whatever, but the line was crossed. The respect is gone. And to me, that's what happened last night. The respect was gone because to get Spo to act like that, to get UD to act like that for one of their own, dude, what did you do? I've never seen Spo like that. In fact, I never imagined I would ever see Spo like that. How about that one? Never in my life would I ever imagine Spo having to react like that to a player. I can see Riley. I can see Billy Martin. You youngsters have no idea what the hell I'm talking about with Billy Martin, but whatever. Fiery coaches that are confrontational. I can see Bill Parcells having that issue with somebody. Spo's not that guy. So in order to get Spo to snap like that, that was bad. Shane's telling me, damn, Cardano. Yeah, damn right. I told you guys to buy the dip. It's at 116. That thing was at 79 cents a couple of weeks ago. It's at $1.16 now. Up 15% today. Cardano. And stake it also on OK Coin. Defense has lost its edge. Yeah, no, they are, I don't know if it's what Ira says, that they're bored here towards the end, but I mean, the last two games, dude, you played two teams without their stars and you lost them both. No Harden and no Embiid, and you lose. Last night, no Curry, no Clay, no Draymond Green, they had like 5 guys out. And Jordan Poole is making shots that win you horse games. Disgusting. The last 2 losses by the Miami Heat have been despicable, embarrassing, and unacceptable. Lazy, unprofessional. It reminds me of the moments during LeBron's run when the big three would lose complete interest and they would fall behind by 20 points to bad teams. And you're like, what the hell is going on here? And that's kind of what it is. But I don't know. Is it bored or is it just because you've run out of gas? PJ Tucker can't hit a shot from the outside now anymore. Like toast. It's like they hit a wall all of a sudden and they're out of gas. It's like we need to start the young guys now, and we've already started with the turnover of the old guys be the ones that are coming off the bench now. It's bad, dude. Last 2 games, what the Heat did, unacceptable. Unacceptable, dude. So they should be pissed. They should be thoroughly embarrassed. Every Heat fan should be disappointed in what the hell is going on. You play like garbage. You're embarrassing in the last 2 games. And then on top of all that, you got Jimmy Butler acting like a horse's ass. Unacceptable. All right. Jay Hurd says, Big O, 2 questions. Number of carries for Hill and prediction on the offense PPG this season. If we score over 25 points per game, we will be incredibly hard to beat with our defense. Jay, does it really matter right now what kind of predictions? I just like the fact that the offense is going to have all kinds of weapons. I'm excited to see if they actually can block, because if Mike McDaniels and company gets these guys to block and they're running the ball, then I'm just excited to see this team completely change the way it looks, that they're actually going to have an offense that can score points. I'm excited for Tua because now he actually has an offense and real coaches, and he'll have his opportunity to shut a whole bunch of people up, which is what I'm going to love most about this season. It's not so much that I think the Dolphins are going to win. It's not so much that I think the Dolphins will win 11-plus games and get in the playoffs. It's that Tua will have the opportunity finally to go out there and succeed and prove a lot of people wrong and shut a ton of people up. And I already see it from, some of the idiots that are like, well, he should be all right. They did everything for him. And it's like, the ignorance will always be there. So there's going to be the morons now that if he goes out and balls out, they're not going to give him credit now. So, Jay, I'm going to be fighting the stupidity and ignorance all the way through when it comes to this. I'm just excited that the Dolphin fan probably has a playoff team now, barring, a bunch of injuries or something. But it should be a lot of fun this season. I don't know how many points. Should be a lot of points. I don't know how good the defense should be, but they should be pretty good because the offense will be much better. All I know is they got to be in the playoffs. There's no excuses whatsoever. Not for Tua, not for McDaniel and company, not for the front office, not for Stephen Ross, not for you and me, not for anybody. There are no excuses. Get in the playoffs. But what I do know is this should be one fun season. If you have somebody that can design plays and you have a good play caller, with the amount of weapons you have, you need to be good. All right. Big O, everyone on ESPN are saying Tua will be exposed because he just is not it. Well, that's their problem, not mine. NorCal says, I'm excited as F about how this team is getting built to last. It'll be fun, NorCal. You're going to have a lot of fun, especially on those road trips you go on. Hale, you seeing any free agent additions? Rumor is Greer is working on more big moves. Also, any thoughts on X? X is the only one that might be on a move. Hey, I have a question for you guys about X. Somebody help me out here, but be honest about this, because that's the problem with all of this. Anybody follow X on IG that you legitimately follow on IG? Because somebody on Twitter sent me X's link on IG, and it's all erased. There's nothing there. So he goes, he erased everything Dolphins. And I don't know if he did or not because I don't go to his IG much. So I wouldn't know if he had anything on his IG. It says 0 posts. Now, on his Twitter, he still has Miami Dolphins on it, Miami Dolphins cornerback. He still has Miami Dolphins stuff all over the place. So maybe he doesn't even use his IG. Maybe he's never posted anything on IG. He just has the IG account. A bunch of people follow, and it's always been like that. So the guy that, sent me a tweet yesterday, he probably never went to IG and saw it, and he assumed that X erased it. I've never, I don't think I've ever been to his IG. I don't even remember. So I can't say he had Dolphin stuff. Maybe the dude opened up an IG account and never did anything with it. I have 0 clue. But his IG account is completely erased. There's nothing on it that says Dolphins. Now, the Twitter still has everything Dolphins. So I don't know if he did anything to his IG or not. Does anybody honestly know if his IG's always been like that, or did it actually have stuff on it before and Dolphins and all that other stuff? Okay. Brandon says he erased everything, but he erases his IG like every year. Oh, okay. See, there you go. He knows. So it's not anything, because yesterday, you look at his Twitter and his Twitter's fine. It says deleted his post yesterday. Yeah, I know he has Chris Greer on his IG stories. He has Chris Greer. Right. On the stories. Once you go into the IG, it's completely clean. But Chris Greer is there. So I think it's Brandon. You might be the guy that is the only guy so far that probably has the right information. That's probably what he does every year. Maybe it's not even him. Maybe it's somebody in his group that that's what he does every year and he erases it. I don't know. But everything on the Twitter side is all Dolphins. And on the IG, on the stories, he has Chris Greer. So don't read into it. I'm not going to read into it, okay? Alfredo says he's still following the Dolphins, and he does that all the time. See, there you go. So Alfredo also knows, just like Brandon, that he does. See, I don't follow his IG, so I'm not going to assume that he erased anything, there's anything against the Dolphins. And Chris Greer is still on it. So if anybody tells you anything, it It doesn't seem like it's much, to be quite honest. Big O, the Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead presser is today at 1:30 today, right? I don't know. Is it? I have no idea. Zero clue, my friend. I have no idea. I don't care about the presser. I care about the player, and I care about him playing. What he says at the press conference is just going to be a bunch of fluff. I'm happy to be here. I am happy to have the Brinks truck back up to my house by the Miami Dolphins. I want to thank them for guaranteeing me $1 gazillion. I'm going to go buy some crypto so it grows even more. I added that part, by the way. Questions? Yeah. What cryptocurrency exchange are you going to use? And do you believe in Dogecoin? And if you don't, go educate Preston Williams because his dumbass thinks Dogecoin is actually something good. Somebody tell Preston Williams to sell his Dogecoin. Buy SHIB instead. Better off. Big O, how do you think the additions of the cheetah will affect the development of the penguin? No, it's going to help. Actually, if you look at Tyreek's numbers, they've gone down 3 straight years, by the way. I was talking to a Kansas City station yesterday, and they asked me, is he, going to have to carry the offense? Is he expected to have 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns? And I said, no. He's going to be a 1,100 to 1,300 yard guy, probably 9, 10, 12 touchdowns. The numbers aren't going to be crazy because he has another guy on the other side in Waddle. And Waddle is going to be open a lot. And Waddle is going to benefit from this also. Free safeties they're going to be twisted. They don't know which way to go. And then you got Gesicki tearing it up in the middle of the field. They could use Cedric Wilson also as a slot to, terrorize. You've got the backs coming out of the backfield. There's a lot of options. Tyreek Hill does not have to carry this offense. And I don't believe he will carry this offense. I believe he will be at times an expensive decoy. Like he should be, because he's going to bring in the double teams. Tua's not a dumb kid. Tua's very smart. So if he sees a free safety rolling over to Tyreek, well, then he's going to go to his boy Waddle, or he's going to work with Gesicki in the middle of the field, or Cedric Wilson, or dump it off to one of the running backs. So Waddle should have – now, remember, Waddle's going to have a different type of season, I believe, because Waddle will be on the outside. I believe Cedric Wilson will be on the inside. So with Waddle and Tyreek on the outside making hell for the free safety, that Waddle can't catch as many as he did last year. So you'll probably see the amount of catches for Waddle go down, the average per catch go up, and possibly the touchdowns also go up. But the beauty is that Tyreek Hill doesn't have to come in here to be the answer to everything, because there are other players that are going to play off of Tyreek. Mike Gesicki is going to be burning people left and right if he's one-on-one. Waddle's going to be burning people if he's one-on-one. So if Tyreek Hill wants, not that he wants, but if he's going to take up the double teams or bring the attention of the safety a little bit, that's going to open, that millisecond is going to open it up for Tua to go somewhere else. So Waddle will benefit, and it'll be a different way, the way he produces, because I don't believe he'll be the slot guy anymore. Maybe they'll play him occasionally in the slot, depending on what they're trying to do, maybe in the red zone, things like that. But I think Cedric is going to be your permanent slot guy on average. With that size, and he's got 4'4", and he's shifty, it becomes a bigger target for Tua. In the middle of the field. So now Gesicki and Cedric become two guys that are real big targets for Tua in the middle of the field. You got a 6'2" slot, and you got your tight end. It's pretty good. So that's why I think his game changes a little bit. Tremolio, Where you been? X has an agreement with the Finns that if they trade him, he will retire, so he will not be traded. Is that, did you get that from the same place where you had Bitcoin dropping to 20,000? Big O, you watching the U.S. men's national game tonight against Mexico? Yeah. Yeah, why not? What the hell? What the hell? What the hey? What the ho? Getting a call from North Miami Beach. It's got to be a scam, right? Yeah, it's got to be a scam. It doesn't say scam likely, so you never know. Let's see. X Factor. I don't follow him anymore. He's a me guy, not a team guy. Hope he does well. If there's a C in this year's draft worth trading, our remaining 2022 picks and one of our 2023 first rounders for, we are built to win now. When Tua's rookie contract expires, we will be in cap trouble. That's what's going on with the Chiefs, right? They had to pay their quarterback. So you can't keep the same team around. Once you got to give your quarterback, 40, 50 million a year, it just doesn't happen anymore. And it just kind of changes everything. Big O, he did have his Dolphin stuff on his Instagram, says Too Extreme. Yeah, but apparently we're being told now that he takes it off all the time. Let's see. Big O, rumor has it Tyrann Mathieu came to Miami's facility yesterday. Do you think that meant X or Jones are gone? It won't be Jones. It'll be X. I keep telling you. Why? The contract is easier to move and you're going to get more in return for X. He's the better player with the easier contract. Think of that combination. The better player with the more manageable contract, so that you can acquire that contract and then rework it and extend it. So if anybody is moved, it's X. I do not believe Byron Jones will be moved at all. Kevin Bear says, just joining, may have addressed it, but can we assume Finns must be in the playoffs now? Yes, you can. Oh, would you trade Butler for Beal? The part you're missing is, would they trade Butler for Beal, dude? That Michael, ask yourself that question and be honest. Try not to lie to yourself. Trust me, that conversation is going to go really short if you're honest with yourself. Smash the like button. That's right, Dolphin. I appreciate you. Tell them. Smash that like button. Appreciate you out there. Thank you. Shark Tony says 130 per Good Morning Football. Okay. All right. Darryl Wallace says, God bless, Big O. Have a good show. Thank you for telling the truth about the Dolphins. There's a lot of stupid takes formed about Tua, and I don't think it's right. There's a lot of stupidity out there about Tua, bro. A lot of stupidity about Tua. I mean, the stuff that is said about Tua by folks, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But it's all right. A year from now, I'm just going to have a field day with all those people. By name, by the way. By name, I will be calling them out. We're taking notes. Chad says, I can legitimately say I'm so excited for the season and staff. I've told you this before. Born in 88, Finns have pretty much been 8-8 since I could remember. I'm so excited. Jamie Zorria says, I don't understand some of our fans. They constantly complain about our national media, but they keep listening and following. Don't give them the clicks, people. Exactly. I don't understand that. Yesterday, some guy reached, I didn't bother reading it because it's like ridiculous. He's like telling me, hey, some guy on a Dolphin thing, he's ridiculous and this, that. And I'm like, well, then why are you listening? Why are you watching? I don't understand that. If you don't like somebody or you don't, why are you watching? Know what I mean? I see Stephen A. mention anything outside of basketball, I'm turning it off. I understand when he talks basketball, he knows his stuff. Maybe I agree, maybe I don't agree. That's fine. That's normal in sports. that we agree and disagree. When I hear him talk about any other sport, I don't even want to hear it. I want to listen to him. And I tell you guys all the time, like you guys send me these cower cuts or Bayless. I watch them. Don't care. So why would I want to, hey, did you hear what Bayless? No, I didn't, because I don't watch. I don't care. So some of you, like, you may not like somebody, but then you still watch it or listen to it. I don't understand that one. I really don't understand that. And it's common. In fact, I think it's abnormal what I do. That if I don't like you, I don't respect your opinion, I just don't listen to you. Period. Like Stephen A. Smith. Why would I listen to him talk about football at all? It's a joke. I forgot more about football in 1984 than Stephen A. knows in his entire life. In 1984, I forgot more about football. Now, not 2022. No. What I forgot about football 40 years ago is more than Stephen A. will ever know. So why would I listen to him? That's the part I don't understand with some of you out there. Well, I hate this guy. Did you hear him say? No, I didn't. I don't listen to him. Don't care. Never understand that. Let's see. With Tyreek coming to Miami, how will this influence Deebo Samuel's contract? Do you expect the Niners trading him to avoid the high-paying contract? Rosendo, that's an interesting question because Deebo Samuel is not any of those guys. He's a completely different player. He's more of a running back hybrid receiver. So he can't be considered like Tyreek Hill or D-Hop or, what's the name of the guy that just signed with Adams or any of these toppers. He's not like those guys. He can't do what they do. Now they can't do what he does. So Rosendo, I don't know what number you put on Deebo Samuels. And here's the other thing. Let's see what happens this year without McDaniel and how they scheme everything. Does he have the same kind of success? But that'll be interesting. It's a really interesting question, Rosendo. Really interesting question. And the Niners are in a difficult position because he is a very unique player. Richard Salyer, I think it is. Morning, Big O. We are loaded and have a band of offensive weapons. And me as a former defensive football coach would have a hard time preparing for them all. Finch for life. Amen, man. Amen. Amen. I'm with you, Richard. Do you believe there's been too much focus on the offense? Oh, by the way, do we have Anthony yet? No? Oh, well, give him a ring. Call him. Call him. No? Because we do have Anthony Chiang planned for the show. Let me help you out here. I thought you had it already for. Oh, it's 3 p.m. Ah, okay. All right, you got it there. All right, we'll get Anthony Chiang on now to talk a little bit about the Miami Heat. Okay. Do you believe there's been too much focus on the offense and not enough on the defense? I would no. Shazam, you got to remember, the better the offense now, the defense will get better now. They're less on the field. If you have a better offense, you're scoring points, you have a lead. This defense will play better with a lead. So the offense was a real problem, and it complements the defense. But you have to improve the offense, my brother. This is a league that the rules are made for the offense, not for the defense. So you've got to find a way to have a really strong offense and then try to do your best on defense. And that's the only way you can play this thing right now. But the focus on the offense was needed badly. Badly. You had to do this. And your offense should end up getting better because of it. I mean, your defense should get better because of it. Okay. Jammin Port says, you watching U.S. men's in the Yes, I am against Mexico? I am. Yes, I am. Tyreek kills an insurance policy to live rent-free in the NFL defensive coordinator's minds for the next 3 to 4 years. That's worth $30 million any day. Cedric Wilson can throw the ball too. There you go. Right, he'll be the new quarterback. Let's get rid of Tua. Let's see. I was personally critical for him not being aggressive enough. Then this week happened, and I stand very corrected. Well, the problem is that you have no patience. Those of you that were complaining, you have no patience. I think somebody told you that this process was like 6 weeks, right? Didn't I say that wait till, the entire free agency, the draft, the opportunity for trades, all that to happen? I thought I said that.
I do recollect that being mentioned.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. I think I told you guys that. I told you. You don't react a couple days in, a week. You wait till the 6 weeks are over. So we find out all the free agents that you were able to sign, any trades you were able to make, the drafting that you did, and the street free agents, college players that were undrafted that you were able to pick up. And then you look at it and say, okay, how was the offseason? By the way, folks, we're not done with the offseason. I'm not sure if you know that yet. So now you're saying it's an A. Could even get better now, right? Yeah, that's right. Unless you're Joe Shad. Unless you're Joe Shad, it's still a mediocre offseason. One guy says, that was George Masvidal getting his call in. Oh, Lordy. I love it. Send him a link. Okay. All right. Anyway, I love that. Oh, can't wait to see McDaniel and Belichick chess matches. Interesting how the old Bill will adjust to the new offense. Yeah. I think we need Bobby at middle linebacker to help our run defense. What do you think, Big O? Maybe. I was thinking about this, and you know that the rest of this free agent run might become a bonus for the Dolphins. Do you know why? They all of a sudden become a really sexy team because of all the acquisitions. And maybe a guy like Bobby Wagner says, dude, I don't have much left. I can go there and help those guys win a championship. So you might just get a couple of free agents that'll join the Dolphins for a little less now, state-free taxes, because the team now all of a sudden looks really, really good. So, by the way, I guess Teron Armstead and the Cheetah and Cedric Wilson, I guess Connor Williams, I guess none of those people had any problems with Tua, huh? Some of you seem to have it. Some of you seem to, create some narratives out there, but seems to me like a bunch of dudes didn't have any problems playing with Tua. Greg, thank you for a little love on the super chat, bro. Thank you. We have them locked and loaded. All right, let's talk a little basketball. Last night, we watched the basketball game, but a boxing match broke out, or almost. And Anthony Chiang of the Miami Herald, who is new to the family, next week should be his official start with us on a weekly basis. He is ready to join us and talk a little Heat basketball after that mess last night. Mr. Chiang, good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Big O. It was a long night last night, that's for sure. Not the one I expected when you're facing a Warriors team without Steph, Draymond, and Clay.
Or without Embiid and Harden. It's the last two games have been unacceptable, actually. Anthony, screw the game. What happened last night, dude? What the hell happened on the sidelines there? What the hell happened with Jimmy Butler? For Spo to act the way he acted,
right?
I've never seen that. And for UD to want to kick your ass, that's bad, dude. That's
Yeah.
bad. They can
Not-
downplay all they want. What the hell happened?
Yeah, last night you saw frustration boil over. Tied at half, Warriors going a 13-0 run. He called timeout. I don't know for sure if this is the reason why. It probably was a ton of factors, but the play before the timeout, Jimmy Butler is slow to close out to a three-point shooter. The Warriors make a three. I immediately watched the timeout. Like, I don't really watch many timeout huddles, but I kind of figured this one was going to be interesting. So I had my eyes on it the entire time. And Spo was visibly upset. You could tell. He said something to the team and kind of waited and stood there quiet with his arms crossed, sitting there in front of his, the players that were on the court, and just waiting, I guess, for them to see what they would say to him. And something Jimmy said, we don't know what it is, set Udonis and Spo off. And you're right. Udonis, we've seen him get angry before on the court, right? Not at a teammate, but we've seen him.
I like that, yeah.
He's emotional. But Spo, it's very uncharacteristic of him. I'm sure that happens behind closed doors a lot. But for him to show that public emotion, and it was, it was for a while. It was probably a couple minutes that he was going after Jimmy and trying to get his message across to him. And even in the following timeout, a few minutes later, Spo and the coaching staff just stood with their arms crossed outside of the huddle as the players kind of controlled the team huddle. The team went on a run in the third quarter, but the fourth quarter, the Warriors dominated. And obviously the loss was bad, but that verbal altercation, whatever you want to call it, that's the story of the night. And that's what people are going to be talking about here for the next few days.
And I know that they rigged it in a way where they put out the right players out there to answer questions for you guys and tell you nothing.
No open locker room. No open locker room. That's the problem with no open locker room.
Right. But even with an open locker room, they could have kept Jimmy out of the locker room from you guys and keep him in the training room, and he can get dressed back there and leave. So he can hide from you guys because they've done it to me when I was a beat guy too. But bottom line is Jimmy's going to have to talk at one point or another. And here's the question I have for you, because I said this before. They're lucky. Jimmy's lucky that this is a playoff team that has a lot of potential, and they're tied to his salary, because this is a long suspension type of altercation that went on last night. Maybe it becomes only a 1-game suspension or something along those lines, but that was a serious act. The problem is the Heat are in a terrible position right now.
Yeah.
They're tied fiscally to him. So if you wanted to unload him, it'll be impossible. Okay. And then 2, you actually have a legitimate chance to make a deep run if you straighten your crap out here in the Eastern Conference. So the Heat have to walk a real fine line here with all of this.
Yeah. And from our reporting, I do not believe a suspension or a fine is coming for anybody involved. Not even for Jimmy. I don't think. I think they're going to try to move past this as quickly as possible. Not have this become a story for a multiple day story, even though it will be when they have to speak, when Jimmy has to speak, probably tomorrow after the game. But I don't believe a suspension or fine is coming. But yes, I think they are in a tough position. And
is that why a suspension or a fine isn't coming? Because they can't gain anything from it. He's not going to learn a damn thing. It's only going to hurt them if they want to try to unload him. Or you have so many years left. This just creates even more problems for this marriage, for a guy that constantly has trouble in marriage.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are multiple reasons why. I think they're going to try to downplay this. I think they don't want this to become a big deal. And if it comes out later today or tomorrow that Jimmy Butler has been fined a certain amount or been suspended for a game or two, it's going to become a bigger deal. It just is. So I think that's the biggest reason why that's not coming. And again, I do think I know this is cliche, but this, Big O. You've covered sports long enough. You've covered the Dolphins. Fights like this happen. This stuff happens behind closed doors. We don't see it, and it's different when it happens in the middle of a game like that. It is. It's a bad look. It shouldn't happen, but stuff like this happens within teams. I remember Udonis saying, 2016, him and Gary Payton got into a fight in the practice court, and Gary Payton got the mop stick and was trying to beat him with it. and they had to be broken up. I mean, stuff like this happens behind closed doors. I wrote a story today chronicling the last few times this happened with the Heat. A little different, but some kind of in-game altercations. Wade, I don't know if you remember, but Dwayne Wade went at Spo in 2012, I believe, in the middle of the Indiana Pacers series. Was not a good look. Became a huge story where Dwayne kind of went in Spo's face and had some words for him. And the Heat went on to win 3 straight after that and win the series, coming back from a 2-1 hole. Bumpgate, LeBron bumping shoulders with Spo. And the big story that came out to be, I think the Heat went on to win 22 of the next 23. Gary Payton getting into with Dwayne in 2006 during their finals run, and they obviously went on to win the championship. So I'm not saying something good is going to come out of this. It may not. There's no guarantee. But positives have come out of moments like this where maybe this team needed a wake-up call. Maybe, it definitely has not been playing its best basketball the last few weeks. And it's not just his last 2 games. They're 3-4 in their last 7. So maybe this is what this team needed. Maybe something positive will come out of it, because in the past, these moments have produced, some wins, after in the wake of it.
Yeah. So you think this is going to be a motivational thing to galvanize them?
I mean, that's the cliche, right? But I'm just saying there have been instances in the past, like I just brought up.
UD did not look like a galvanizing moment there. It looked like he was pissed that you disrespected his coach in a really nasty way.
Definitely, he was upset. You could definitely tell.
He lost it. I mean, I've never seen him act like that. I can see him act like that with an opponent. I've seen that. I've never seen UD, and I've covered that guy since he was a stingery dude. Okay, I covered the Frank Martin teams in high school. Yes, I'm old. All right. So I was in locker rooms. I was in halftime locker rooms with Frank Martin and UD and all those those Miami High teams, and watching him rip into those kids and watching him rip into UD and all the other kids. So I've seen UD in all kinds of heated situations. Never, ever, ever, ever have I ever seen him go after a teammate. And that, to me, I don't. I think the only way this galvanizes is if Jimmy Butler is truly sorry, and he shows that he is truly sorry, and that he has learned from this. Because my problem with this, Anthony, and here's where he doesn't get any of the benefit of the doubt. This reminds me a lot of all the other stuff that's gone on in Jimmy's career.
Yeah.
And this is just kind of part of it. Like, I opened the show with this. Spo and UD have impeccable characters, impeccable leaders, impeccable professionals, impeccable commitment to this franchise. They cannot be questioned. They have all the benefit of the doubt. Jimmy Butler is, like I said earlier, he's the Kim Kardashian of the NBA. He keeps trying to find a wife here, and he can't find a wife. He keeps getting a divorce over and over again. That's the only way this galvanizes. That Jimmy Butler looks in the mirror and says, I got to stop being that Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. I mean, this isn't a one-off. Jimmy has a history of things like this. He's been moved around because of things like this. And we truly will not know if Jimmy, how Jimmy feels and what he's learned from this until we talk with him. We haven't spoken with him. I did hear from multiple people that UD and Jimmy were 2 of the last people in the locker room last night, and they kind of mended fences and things ended okay. Again, I heard from multiple people that was the case. So that is a positive sign, I guess, especially on UD's, because UD, like I said, was very upset and was not happy in that moment. But it seemed like the situation was somewhat diffused after the game. So I think whether it's a positive, whether it ends up, waking this team up or not, when it really needs it, because it has not been playing well, we'll see. But I think the Heat are going to quickly try to move on from this. That's just the way they do things. We even saw it last night in the comments. Everyone seemed to be on the same page, saying it was not a big deal. This happens. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if this is gonna linger with this team and loom over them over the next few weeks at the end. Toward the end of the regular season.
They can roll that bullshit out to somebody else. That this means nothing. That's Please give me a
Yeah,
break.
and you have to think, right? I mean, they're humans. There's layers to this. It's not just what happened last night. This is something that's been building for weeks. It's
Well-
not just because of what obviously last night was frustrating and guys were angry, but this doesn't just happen because of one game. This is something that you would think has been lingering.
Watch the play of the
yeah.
team lately.
Yeah.
You can see it. You've watched it. There's a malaise. There's I don't know if they're running out of gas.
Right.
I don't know what the hell it is.
It's interesting
some
because
of the older players, you just wonder. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's interesting because multiple guys said yesterday after the game that it's been tough with the rotation changing and guys finally coming back from injury and trying to incorporate Vic and trying to incorporate Markieff Morris. We all saw it as a good thing that those guys are going to come back, but it's changed the equation a little bit. I mean, Gabe Vincent has gone from starting to playing off the bench in a 20-minute role to not playing. Max Strus playing really well. I mean, they were winning with those guys.
I know.
And now they're out of the rotation. I think it's affected everyone's kind of role because now they're playing with different guys. Minutes are a little bit different. And they admitted that that's kind of been part of the frustration is just trying to figure it out when they've been winning all year with the other guys. So,
but you got to be.
I do think
you just got to be a pro and fight through it, man. And
yeah,
you get there. Listen, I thought the line from Spo last night that stuck to me was everything has to be better, including our leadership.
Yeah.
That was the shot across the bow right there. To me, that was the money quote of the night. We weren't going to get any truth from them on the altercation, but if you wanted to get something about how he really feels about what's going on, everything has to be better, including our leadership.
Yeah,
that says it all.
And if anyone still wonders why Udonis is on this team,
right?
Last night was it, and this moment is it. This is why Udonis is here.
Well, I've kind of said this. Spo's the cerebral coach, whereas Riley had his cerebral ways, but he was also a very motivating mental coach. That's not really Spo's game. Right. Spo's not going to be sticking his head in an ice bucket and trying to motivate you and trying to come up with these kind of stories and analogies and things like that. That's Riley. Riley is the guy that comes in there and he riles the troops up for lack of a better term and gets them going and gets them, screaming, what is it? Rob Roy or whatever. What the hell is that? That movie, Rob Roy, is it, or whatever it is from? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. One of you guys will know what the hell I'm talking about. Liam Neeson, bro. Rob Roy or is it Mel Gibson or whatever? What is it?
I'm bad at movies, big. I wish I could help.
Yeah, so one of you guys will know what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, so he'll get you riled up and all. That's not really what Spo is. And Spo's really not the confrontational guy. So if you need a motivator, confrontational guy, well, there's UD.
Yeah.
UD's the guy, and I think that's kind of what he does in that locker room. He kind of polices the locker room for those kind of things.
Yeah, and it was interesting that Jimmy, again, we've seen this from Jimmy before, and Udonis is emotional, but to have the two guys involved with Jimmy to be Spo and Udonis, I think that says a lot because they are. I mean, Udonis is obviously the team leader, and Spo is the head coach who doesn't really show any emotion publicly. And both of those guys were extremely angry. So again, we don't know what was said. We have to obviously assume it was very bad to set them both over the edge like that. But we'll see when Jimmy talks next, he will have to answer some questions and we'll see what he has to say.
All right. You got it, my man. That is that is what we're looking for. We're looking for some closure.
Yeah.
And we'll see if we get the professional closure. That, to me, that will determine if this is going to die right there and then or will linger. If Jimmy has the mea culpa moment, then it dies. If Jimmy is the guy that continues to fight the fight, then this is going to linger and it'll be a problem that they're going to have to deal with behind the scenes.
This team This team needs Jimmy to be 2020 Jimmy.
Yeah.
And he's shown it in flashes this year, but it just hasn't been as consistent, whether it's because of injuries and different things, but it just hasn't been the Jimmy we've seen the last few years. And they need the Jimmy that they had last year. Even last year, he was very, very good. They needed that consistently if they're going to win in playoffs and really make a deep run.
Follow him on Twitter at Anthony_Chiang, and check him out there at the Miami Herald. Make sure you subscribe to the Miami Herald like I and many others do. And hopefully everything goes well next week. He is permanently with us every week here on the program a couple times a week. You'll be able to catch Anthony on Tuesdays and on Thursdays here with our Miami Heat reports. Anthony, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Of course, Big O. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, sir. There you go. The great Anthony Chiang, baby. That'll be part of our Heat coverage. Like I told you, slowly but surely, we're working on it where we will have a Heat, Dolphins, and Canes report every single day with insiders. Every single day, 5 days a week. That's kind of the plan, Stan. So we will see. We'll see how Jimmy handles all of this and if he puts some closure to it. So it was Liam Neeson, Rob Roy. There you go. The Braveheart one is the other one with Mel Gibson, but Rob Roy was the one that I was thinking of. Yes, sir.
No, some super chats came in. I don't know if.
That's right. Dan Muller, thank you, sir. Is Parker as good as gone? We won't have any big wide receivers. If they need the cap space, he's gone. If they don't need the cap space, he sticks around as training camp fodder, and he'll be a 4th or 5th wide receiver on this team. They may keep him. They may not. For now, you keep him just in case you lose somebody to injury. He becomes an insurance policy, which relying on him is kind of crazy as it is, but it is what it is. So I think Parker stays here for now. But if there's a J.C. Treader move or something like that, and they have a couple of players that they can let go to free up money, Parker will be one of those guys that they'll free up. There's no doubt about that. Let's see what else. And again, thank you, Dan, for the super chat. Thank you. Let's see what we have here. Okay. All right. By the way, market is absolutely moving right now. Bitcoin is at almost 44,000, dude. It's at 43,912. That is awesome. It is continuing to climb. 44,000 is about to hit, man. That is absolutely amazing. Those of you that took advantage of the dips, you are loving it right now. Ethereum is going over 3,100 right now. That thing was at 24, 25, 2,600. It's up to 3,100 right now. That is awesome. Cardano up over 9%, and it's up to $1.19. $1.19, folks. Okay? That's crazy. This thing was at 78 cents on March 15th. 78 cents March 15th. It's now 119. I told you. Buy the dips. When it's a great company, it's going to come back. Polkadot's a big one. It went all the way down to $15. It's all the way up to $21 right now. I mean, this is why we tell you must have patience. Things are going to happen, things you can't predict, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's a war, whether it's the blocking of the Canadian border, whatever it is. Things happen. Inflation, where they're printing dollars like it's going out of style and killing the value of the dollar. There are things that are going to affect markets at times. And lately, if you watch the last couple of days where the market took a hit, crypto didn't. So just saying, nice to see VTrain up 6%. It's getting to 6 cents now. It was down to 4 cents, which is amazing. It's still an amazing bargain at 6 cents. At 5.9, it is a steal to load up on VTrain. I mean, there's a lot of good things that are moving right now in the crypto market. So if you took advantage and bought the dip, you are gaining in a big time way. And you're welcome for those of you that bought the dip. Okay. Oh, I wonder where Cadena is, because I told you guys about Cadena, and when I told you it was at 613, it's 627 now. It's up, but not by much. But it's up. It's up. That'll take a while. That one's a long play. Cadena. Yes, sir. What are you gonna say?
No, I was waiting for you to finish.
Go ahead. We're good.
Spencer Knight going to get his 5th consecutive game for the Panthers tonight in Montreal. Spencer
Nice.
Knight will be in net.
Okay. All right. Interesting. All right.
That's what I thought too. After the long layoff, they went with Spencer Knight over Bob.
Yeah. Maybe Bob has a little bit of an injury or something.
Maybe some practice.
You never know. I want to see how Giroux plays and all these guys. Like, I'm excited about the Panthers tonight because all the new guys, no Ekblad, unfortunately, but to get Giroux in there, that's going to be Hag and damn it, what's the name of the Sherratt, right? The other guy we got, because Sherratt and obviously Giroux are the studs. Hag's probably more of a rotational guy, but the other two guys are freaking studs, man. Big O, how would you invest 100 in crypto? I mean, my man, here's what I would do, just to have a little fun. Put 40% into Bitcoin, 30% into Ethereum, 10% into Cardano, 10% into Polygon, and 10% into Avalanche. There you go. Okay? I kind of give you guys that breakdown every single time so I can keep you safe. So there you go. Do it that way. However you want to break the 100%. In your $100 or 500 or 5,000 or 50,000, break it down like that. 40, 30, 10, 10, and 10. Big O, is it safe to say X is leaving? He cleared his social media again and is playing diva. What's your thoughts? Nicholas, we thought...
Cleared his media?
Yeah, he cleared his media.
No way.
Yeah. Nicholas, we talked about that already. Don't overreact. Rewind. Speaking of rewind, yesterday I have and listen, I appreciate all of you listening and all that. I'm not a fan. There's a couple things that are like no-nos on this show, right? Right? Sean, there's a couple things that are no-nos on this show, right? What would you say is one of them that you really don't want to do to me, ever? What is one of them that I'm not really a fan of?
Telling you what to do.
Exactly. So some guy reaches out to me on Twitter yesterday, and he goes, I know it's your show, but on a day like that trade,
I saw this one. I saw it. Yes.
You have this auto racing guy on. And I go to him, my man, our live audience is a fraction of our real audience. The big audience is on demand. And so it's about content. It's not about me repeating Tyreek Hill for 3 hours. That's all one content. That doesn't help me. Doesn't help Sean. You understand? So there are people that like auto racing, and there are people that love Tyreek Hill. Sean just told me this morning our number one cut from yesterday was a Tuesday cut. Tuesday, you said, right?
Yeah.
A Tuesday cut was the number one cut from yesterday. So I told him, I said, we reached 1,000 people live yesterday at one point. It's at 653 right now. By the time we were done with the show, there were like 3,000 views. It was up to 7,000. I don't know where it's at now.
Last I checked, it was over 8.
It was 8. Okay, so there you go. So it's over 8. And we ended up with 111,000 downloads yesterday. And I told him that. I said, we'll probably end up with over 100,000 downloads today. And sure enough, we went to 111,000, which, by the way, thank you all out there for your incredible support. Thank you. But that's our audience. The live audience, you guys are awesome because you guys get to, I love how you guys are here with us and you get to hear all this stuff first and you get to see the people live come on and all that. But the majority of the audience is post. It's on demand because that's our world. Nobody watches Law and Order live. They watch it recorded. Nobody's watching Power live. They're watching it on demand whenever the hell they want and binge watch 3-4 episodes so you can see Lala Anthony's fine ass over and over again. You do watch Power, right? Anyway, so
It's over 11,000 now, by the way.
it's over 11,000. Well, there you go. But it's still not 111,000.
But can I tell you one other thing too? Because I saw
So,
that.
and I go to the guy. I get it. I appreciate you, bro. But there are people that like racing and they want to hear from Ryan Vargas. And guess what? On demand, you'll get to hear from Ryan Vargas. You'll get to hear a crypto cut. You'll get to hear me talk about Tyreek Hill. You'll get to hear me talk about Teron Armstead and Tua and everything else that went on yesterday, and Masvidal and everything else. Content. What local radio is lazy because they don't work. So they can't come up with more and more subjects. So they repeat the same one and repeat the interviews, and that's less content that you're putting out there. That's why we download more in a week than QAM does combined in 3 months. All of their shows combined, we out-download them in a week what they do in 3 months. We have tons of content. They don't. They're lazy. They're allowed to repeat everything over and over again. It's a different world. It's not a live world. It's an on-demand world. Yes, sir.
And not only that, but for 20 minutes before the Ryan Vargas interview,
I know.
we started the whole talk because you started with the Tyreek Hill talk, and then the news came out with Adam Schefter and everything else that the Dolphins were actually involved. So we went through that whole thing. Then we brought Ryan Vargas on for a few minutes. Then we went back to the Tyreek Hill talk.
Of course.
Then Joe Shad came on. And then when Joe Shad got off, a couple minutes later is when he officially got traded.
Right.
So, again, if you were actually following the whole show, you would have known that we had already talked about Tyreek Hill for 20 minutes.
And as I
leading up
told
to
them,
that.
all he had to do was rewind. Not listen to Ryan. If you didn't want to listen to Ryan Vargas, that's cool, bro. Rewind.
It's like
Rewind. That's it.
you pop in that one time, it's like, oh, he's talking to a racer when there's Tyreek. We've already talked about that. What are we going to do?
So we will talk about everything. We're going to talk about the Heat. We're going to talk about the Dolphins. We'll talk about, by the way, we will talk Masvidal again today. Okay? Craig Sebring. Big O, I have not been this excited about the Dolphins since we traded for Ricky Williams. That's exactly what I said. This is the most excitement since Ricky Williams. But this team is better offensively than that one. That's the thing. Defensively, no. But offensively, yes. Offensively, this team, man, can be really, really good. Now, remember, I'm a Tua believer. Some of you are not. So, Tony, Tiger Shark Tony says, love being to the go back and watch your show on YouTube. I don't watch and listen live. Go right to the insider takes. There you go. You get what you want, man. That's it. That's the idea, my brother. I'm glad you get what you want, Tony. That's what it's all about, baby. Making you happy. However you want to, enjoy the show. Makes a lot of sense. It's good for you, man. How's that? What's that?
Did you get Nicholas Rawley and Joe Tesori, the super chats?
Yeah. Oh, he says, yeah, safe to say X is leaving and cleared his social media again. And I said, no, it's you gotta rewind. We did talk about that. He really He always clears his social media, apparently. That's what we're learning.
And I have a Joe Tesori right under that.
Yeah, I think I read that one right now.
Middle
Didn't I?
linebacker one?
Let me see. Big O, I have been this 6 no.
I have one here from Joe Tesori. Hey, Big O, how do you think we address middle linebacker now that all our picks are gone for the first few rounds? Also, what about center?
Well, you better check on the Joe Tesori one because I don't see it here, and see if he's blocked somewhere because I don't know how it doesn't come up. I didn't block Joe Tesori because I don't remember that name being a jerk. Like there, I can kind of I can remember the names when they're jerks. Sometimes if you say it to me, like
I'll go back through because what might have happened is you were blocking somebody else. If somebody sends in with the way chats are now, it pushes up, and then whatever the one highlighted is might have been actually the one that got. That happened to me. That's
Yeah,
what
I know
happened
you
with
did
the-
it with Doug. Oh God. Says, appreciate you so much. I no longer live in South Florida. I live in cowboy country, Fort Worth. All right. Good for you, man. But I appreciate you supporting us any way you can. And please smash the hell out of the like button, man. We got 700 people watching. We really need you guys to smash the hell out of the like button. Did we finally get to 1,000 likes yesterday? Damn, dude. Because if we got to 11,000 views, I would hope we got to 1,000 likes. Please get us to 1,000 likes, man. It's you have no idea how important to help us grow. You want us to keep adding, content and insiders and all that, because I'm not done yet. Sean and I want to keep growing this show. And if everything goes well, there's be some afternoon shows coming. So we'll be on during the midday, and then there'll be stuff on during drive time. It's coming. 4:30 to 6, you'll be having some programming very, very soon. Big O, how much cap space do the Finns have left? I think it's like $5, $6, $7 million, but they can open up like more. They can open up like another $10 or $12 million by releasing a few players also. So they have maneuverability still available to them. Okay. Michael says, "Oh, the Cats hit the ice again tonight. Can a brother get a horn sound?" You can't, because although you got to record one here on the
we're
one
going
of
to get
these.
on one of those.
Yeah, one of those. You gotta get the horn. So
Hey, it's big.
no,
It's
yeah,
Big O.
yeah. There we go.
No horns.
No horns there. No.
I'll have to get it next time. Bring a USB.
Yeah. But you gotta. If you want, I'll record it and then send it to you as an MP3, and you can put it in there. So yeah, we when we're on the road, we don't have the horn. It has to be.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. It has to be. Richard Jacobs says, "I have always said the most important piece of our offense in the NFL is a quarterback. You have said build a team around what we have now, and we'll be just fine. And now we will find out. You will. You will see him ball out, baby." Leon Fresco, thank you for the love on the super chat. He says, "Who do you prefer at right tackle, Ike, Jax, or Hunt?" Ike, because I want Hunt at guard. I think Hunt at guard right now. I'm intrigued to see him at tackle, but Eichenberg, I think, can play the right tackle spot. And again, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go with pro people that told me they're convinced he's a right tackle. Cigar Social Club, thank you for the love on the super chat, and he reminds everybody to smash that like button for us. Thank you. By the way, we have talked about this story a couple of times, and I predicted this story 2 days ago, and it happened yesterday. It finally happened, and it came to fruition. I did tell you what was going to happen to Jorge Masvidal. Did I not say? Did I not tell you guys that he was working on getting arrested? Did I not say it? He just committed assault at that restaurant. Well, Jorge Masvidal now is in deep trouble. Masvidal showed up at a Miami restaurant where Covington was having dinner with Bob Menery and immediately started throwing haymakers. Colby Covington told police that Jorge Masvidal had damaged his tooth and caused abrasions to his wrist following the attack. Now it's being reported Masvidal has been booked and held on bond following an investigation. Masvidal is currently in custody in Miami on a $15,000 bail per records. He's being charged with aggravated battery with bodily harm and criminal mischief. Let's see, what else do we have here? By the way, Malky Kawa, his agent, tweeted out that Masvidal is free after getting him out of jail. He says, "Good morning, everybody, except those that think talking about someone's kids is cool." Masvidal wrote out there. And this story kind of gets more Neanderthal too, as Nurmagomedov, Khabib Nurmagomedov, ran his mouth also. First of all, and Nurmagomedov was like, "Oh, so you're an MMA fighter and you're calling the cops on him, and well, you talked about his kids and this and that. And look, I get it. It's not cool to talk about somebody's family. I would never do that. And I understand that, but it's still just words. And if he can talk, then you talk. Then go back and forth. But the last thing you want to do is go commit a crime, dude. Get in shape. Try to get him back in the octagon again. And then get your revenge there. You get to legally beat the crap out of people inside an octagon. In the street, nobody has a right to beat up anybody just because they want to. So, and by the way, I can spin this whole thing of Nurmagomedov. So you had to go with a gang of people to go jump the guy? You know, Jorge Masvidal is a guy that I root for because he's a Miami guy. But I'm going to tell him what I would tell my best friends, what I would tell Sean, what I would tell anybody out there. Be smart, dude. You're a commodity. You cannot act like this. And by the way, he's what, 37? You don't have a lot of time left in your business. You need to stay straight, stay away from trouble, try to earn a couple dollars, and go retire and take care of your family, dude. Getting arrested? Why? Because some guy's talking crap? Come on, dude. What are we, 15 years old? Masvidal's got to be smarter than that. Now you've got a record. And what are you going to do? You don't gain anything from this. It's stupidity. It's ignorance. And then you come out with a video, you talk crap, this, and you come to my city. And again, what are you, a child? What are you, some drunk punk that's on college, spring break, out of control? Jorge, man, use your head, dude. It's really, really stupid, bro. You got way too much to risk to worry about that. So if he's talking crap about your family, talk crap about him and his family or whatever. Have a back and forth. That's it. But committing assault? That's just plain stupidity, dude. Now you're going to spend a bunch of money on legal issues that you don't have to. You got arrested, which you didn't have to. Why? Because somebody was talking crap? Man, I've done radio for 32 years. You know how many things I've heard? People have said things about me, my family, everything. Who cares? Get rid of them, move on, and that's it. What am I going to do? Fight all these people? No. I got way too much to lose to do something like that. You're going to go to a restaurant. You're going to go look for the guy. You're going to go jump and assault the guy. How incredibly stupid are you, Jorge Masvidal? I hope you learned your lesson here, which I doubt because it didn't seem like it with the video. Wake up, man, because these kind of decisions aren't going to end well for you. And you kind of need to be a professional so you can take care of your family. Being in jail and becoming a criminal, that's not going to help your family, dude. Colin Smith, thank you, my brother, for chiming in on the Super Chat. He says, been listening to you for a while. I just want to say thank you for all the work, my brother. Thank you, Colin. Very nice. Richard Ray says, Big O, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about the moves on the O-line so far? A 10. I love what they've done. Yes, I'm not the biggest, I'm a little concerned with Teron Armstead, because of his injury history, but I understand they had to make the move. They needed it. So I'm fine with it. Mike No-Go Zones. Thank you, my brother. He says, I'm embarrassed that Masvidal is from Miami. I'm just sad for him. I'm really sad for him because he's got a lot. He's a great story. He's such a great story. He's an inspiration. And stupidity is not going to get you anywhere, man. That's the sad part. Randy Glover. Thank you for the love in the super chat. He says, do you think Omar is full now? And are you? I don't know what that means. Do I think full? Oh, like they're done? Like they're done? Like the Dolphins are done? If that's what you mean, Randy, like if the Dolphins are done, no, I don't think so. On big moves, probably, unless JC Treader wants to take a little less money and come here. But I think they'll make another move or two, but I don't think it'll be major moves. But I still think they can acquire a couple guys because they can free up some money. Big O, it's getting ridiculous with the national media comparing to a situation with Baker Mayfield's last year. Well, I mean, what can I tell you? I rarely listen to the national media tell me anything about the Dolphins because they're not going to tell me something I don't know. And usually they're going to tell me something that I know is wrong. So, got to remember, fighters aren't cut from the same cloth that the guy grew up in hostile. He's going to act like a regular person when being confronted. He wasn't confronted, dude. This was just talk on social media. And fighters, I don't care where you come from, dude. It's criminal activity. So you've got to learn that you fight in the octagon, you fight in practice when you're preparing for a fight, and then after that, you don't fight. Okay? You just don't. Now, if you get jumped, if Masvidal is at a bar or something, some idiot wants to test him, then I more than welcome Masvidal beating the crap out of anybody that wants to be that stupid to test that guy. Okay? I have no problem with any of these football players, any athlete that is minding their own business and some drunk schmuck wants to just like challenge them and then they get knocked out. I have no problem with that. That you're defending yourself there. But what Masvidal did, that you went out of your way to go find the guy at a restaurant that he was at to assault him, it's criminal activity. And you've got to be smart enough to know that you can't do that. You have to, dude. No way. Let's see what else do we have here on the front. Panthers, 7 o'clock tonight against the Canadians. Heat are off tonight. Tomorrow, if they can stop fighting, they'll try to play against the Knicks. Alan Poupart, by the way, is going to join us at 11:30. So we'll have a little fun with him. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056 on the Welt and Rayom text line. Let's see what we got here. I got a bunch of cheetahs. I'm with you there. Thank you. Sending me some Cheetos on the Walt and Rayom text line. Big O, it's Eric in Mesquite, Nevada. Rumor is Miami is not done. Think we might pick up a center. Great show, my friend. Go Dolphins. Go BYU Cougars. Also, when do you think we might see roster cuts to clear up cap space and who? Thanks. Until they need cap space. And he says, P.S. Eric in Mesquite, Nevada. See you in Vegas. You damn right. You know, some guy asked me yesterday on Twitter, so are you canceling your Vegas trip? I said to him, all right, so you're asking me if I'm canceling a trip to Las Vegas. Just think about that. Because he thinks I'm going to quit because we don't pick till the 100th pick in the third round. Nothing could be further from the truth. Yeah, let's cancel a trip to Vegas, Sean.
I mean, why not? Let's just do it.
Big price for Hill, but last year we didn't have a lot of yak. Problem solved. Amen to that, my friend. Amen to that. Oh, with Tyreek, Waddle, and Gesicki, Dan Marino can come back and be successful. Holy fanoli.
Hey, on the chat.
Yes.
They're even asking, is the Vegas draft trip dead now?
No, not at all. Are you kidding me? They could trade into the first round. They could trade something and get picks. They have 2 first rounders next year. Maybe they trade one of those to get into the draft. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea. But we'll have plenty of Dolphin talk that night, both nights. And we'll lead in, and if they make a pick, then we'll talk about it. If they make a trade, we'll talk about it. If they don't make anything, we'll still talk about it. Will you have no, there you have it, Big O. The two big moves, I was told, lethal. Yes, sir. They were lethal. Big O, I got the DeLorean gassed up. The flux capacitor is firing. I'm going to September's. Should I stop and pick you up before I go? Dan the Man in California. Yes, pick me up. Let's go to September's. The ladies in September's were fantastic. The narrative of no more excuses for Tua is disgusting. The kid never made a single excuse. All he did was play with half a broken and still managed to have a winning record and a coach actively sabotaging him. And there are pics of Omar, Shad, Poupart that read, "Don't let these guys on the train bandwagon." That's right. They're not on the bandwagon. They are not allowed on the bandwagon. Once Tua starts balling out, those guys aren't on the bandwagon anymore. I'm with you there, sir. Boy, the text line is loaded, man. Big O, wow, we got Tyreek Hill without having to trade a player in return like X. If anything, I would have thought Byron Jones would have gotten traded, so it would have been more easier to sign X's contract extension. It is a hell of a move, and they were able to keep their 2 first-rounders, which is pretty impressive. Steve Rupert, a little love in the super chat, says, Big O, what do you think of the Bridgewater interview with Poupart saying he would not disclose what he said his interview with the Dolphins? Nothing whatsoever, Steve. It means 0, my friend. 0. Okay? He's too smart, and he knows it doesn't matter what he says. It's going to be thrown as a controversy, which is what you're doing now. And he also knows that as a pro, he doesn't want to talk about himself publicly like a backup quarterback. Not because he's coming in with malicious intents on trying to sabotage Tua and take his job. Or that's not Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater has more class than most of us ever will. Teddy Bridgewater is smarter than most of us too, smarter than me, that's for sure. He understands that whatever he was going to say was going to get parsed one way or another. And then the other thing is he refuses to talk about himself like normal pros at that level. You know, unless you're an older player and you've kind of come to that realization of what you are, he's not going to talk about himself in that sense. So that's why you didn't get him to say, the whole backup thing. All right, let's take a really quick break. Alan Poupart is going to join us with our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report.
Let's get ready to talk Dolphins football. It's the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart. With locations throughout South Florida, Sports Grill is the home of the special grilled wings. Check out our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza. Here's Miami Dolphins insider Alan Poupart.
Is the man, the myth, the legend that is Alan Poupart, and I would imagine, yes, it is. The Montreal Expos hat is there.
Always.
Almost always. I thought you would have like a cheetah hat or something on today, some like cheetah like, maybe a cheetah suit, because I know you have one probably in your closet from your days when you would hang out at September's.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. I do not. I do like the move. If we're gonna go for it, damn it, let's go for it. So from that sense, let's do it. Go on.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, the Armstead move, and then now Tyreek Hill. That sets you up, my brother. I mean, Mike McDaniel is going to be able to draw up all kinds of crazy stuff. And I don't know, free safeties and strong safeties are going to need therapy after facing those guys.
It's an awful lot of speed. I mean, this is like it makes Duper and Clayton look like two slow guys. I mean, you're talking about what if you line up the 5 fastest players in the NFL, you got 2 of them right there on the same team on the same side of the ball. I mean, no. And it's funny too because I saw like on some Dolphin fans were suggesting that the Dolphins were like taking a pause on 2022, just making it an evaluation season for Mike McDaniel, a 1-year deal for him and with Tua, and that they weren't necessarily going all in. Well, guess what? Yeah, I think we've seen by now that they're not playing.
Well, but see, in the end, they had no choice, my brother, because they've already wasted 2 years. So if you're going to pay the kid in year 5, you need to find out if he can play or not. So let's go. Get the offense fixed, load it up, and supposedly you have the offensive coaches now, right? So now you have set the table up for the next 2 years to figure out if you can pay the kid or not. You don't have any more time to go draft young linemen and young receivers. Like people are saying, well, you draft a lineman, no, they don't have time anymore for that shit. They got to get proven linemen to mix with these other linemen, teach everybody and get them going. And they brought Tyreek Hill in here so they can get this offense going. They got no choice.
Well, but the other way of looking at it is because you and I are on different sides of the fence here. To me, is you don't need to stack a team to be able to evaluate a quarterback. To me, regardless, after a 3rd season, the Dolphins would have known how to proceed with Tua, regardless. This is why, to me, this isn't so much about now. Now we can get a fair evaluation of Tua. This is to me about we're going to win in 2022. This is not about evaluating.
It's both. It's both.
I don't buy it. Again, 3 years in, I don't care the circumstances around you. You should know if your quarterback is if it's a guy who's going to be for the long term. The other issue is also you have a quarterback on a rookie contract, which allows you to make these kinds of moves. And we're seeing it with the Chargers also who have Justin Herbert on their rookie contract, which enabled them to pay the big money for J.C. Jackson and to acquire Khalil Mack. Same situation with the Dolphins to pay. I mean, the Tyreek Hill money is crazy. But they're in a situation because they have their rookie on his rookie contract to the QB, and then the same deal with Teron Armstead, who, again, if you measure him against other top-level tackles in the NFL, it's completely – they got him at a bargain, but you have to balance that with
injury history. Yeah.
That, and he's also 30 years old, and I did the research of the top 20 tackles in the NFL in terms of average annual salary. The only one who's older than him is Trent Williams.
Right.
Well,
yeah. And he played well too, which is crazy, bro. I was just
that dude can play, and Armstead's a complete stud when he's in the game.
Right, when he's in the game, he's awesome, and you even I'm pretty sure you even put the video in your article of Sean Payton bragging about him, about what kind of a human being and a leader he is in the locker room, which I think is the price, which you wrote about it also, is going to be the priceless stuff in the locker room to have a guy like that to even a guy like Austin Jackson and Liam Eichenberg might end up becoming better players just because a guy like that is around now.
Without question. By the way, speaking of the offensive line,
Jesse?
Right as I was backstage waiting to come on, breaking news, which is going to make some people you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you've already talked about it.
No. I saw it too during your interview about.
Oh, okay. And I'm sad because I really like the guy, but
he's a great guy. He's and they might bring him back as a 6th man or something like that. Some kind of since he plays multiple positions, maybe. He doesn't move like what they need, so I get it.
Correct. So Jesse Davis was released, and they also released with a full physical notation. Yeah. And then that's, again, not a surprise either.
God bless Alan Hearns. He's been stealing money the last couple of years, so it's all right. Good for him, dude. God bless him, bro. I mean, he didn't have much of a future last year, and he certainly wasn't going to have any future this year.
On an interesting note, too, that's one rare Drew Rosenhaus client that's taken a hit because he's done some great business with the Dolphins all off season. I mean, practically half the signings with these guys, including Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, no, he's definitely been a beast. You're giving the Dolphins because Joe Shad still can't give him an A. You're giving an A so
Now
far.
you have to. Yeah, now you have to with the last two moves without
Jesus
because
Christ.
remember what we talked about on
Right.
Monday. My gripe
How's the
was
Joe Shad, bro. Please, Jesus. That guy,
my
that guy bragged about his landscaper that did a great job, and he goes to me, "You should get him on the show as a sponsor." And I go, "So what'd you give him on a rating?" He goes, "No, I give him 4 stars." Then they called me and asked me, "What did we do wrong? Why didn't you give us that 5th star?" And I'm like, "Dude, you just told me he did a great job." And he goes, "Yeah, I'm a tough grader. I don't give anybody, 5 stars." I'm like, "Come on, Joe." I mean, Joe is just brutal, dude. You better talk to that man.
okay. Here's the two things I'm going to say.
Rating system sucks, bro.
Big O. Two things I'm going to say. Number one, for me, before when we spoke on Monday, the moves were lacking those elite guys, which they got with Armstead and Hill. So that's taken care of.
Okay.
If I have only gripe with it, the moves that have been made are done under the assumption that the defense is going to stay at the same level because there's not been one new guy brought in.
Well, they should be better.
Why should they be better?
Because you'll run the ball, you'll keep them fresh.
Well, but
You'll have a lead. They'll be better, as you know. This defensive scheme is better with the lead. And so I assume that's what they're thinking. Our defense automatically will get better if we improve our offense. If we're not at the 3-and-out offense anymore and we're controlling the ball, and if we're giving them more leads throughout the year, they should be better. So I think that's why they said, let's stay status quo. Let's bring back our guys. By improving our offense, there'll be a trickle-down effect. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's fair, except again, and then there were injury factors in some of the games, but there were some games where they weren't good on defense.
Oh.
And so it's not
the first half of the season, my brother.
Okay.
Better
my
competition.
point is it's not a championship caliber, necessarily a championship caliber defense. It's a very good defense, but
You're right.
are we really going to say that they couldn't have used an upgrade somewhere on defense? I mean,
I still think that may be coming at middle linebacker. I still think they're looking for a middle linebacker. That might be
they ain't coming in the draft, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know. I wanted the Wisconsin kid in the 2nd round. I thought maybe they can get him there. Did you like the Wisconsin kid?
Yeah, all right. I like the Utah kid, but you're not getting him even at 29.
He wouldn't be in the 2nd round.
Correct. You wouldn't have gotten him at 29 anyway.
Yeah, no.
The Georgia kid, even though he's small, but you wouldn't. Maybe you would have gotten.
You didn't pick any low hanging fruit there, huh? You went all out for the stud in the draft. I'm trying to find like a bargain that goes within our pick.
Well, but chances are, if he's a bargain, he's gonna make much of an impact in 2022. And very obviously, I
think that kid will. That Wisconsin kid, he's a smart kid, man. I like him, bro. Right. I think he's one of those cats that makes a quick transition to the NFL. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but I kind of he's a thumper, bro, and he can run sideline to sideline. I like him.
They're under the bridge now, though, because again, they're not picking until
104 or something, 103, something like that. 102. Wow, I'll be talking a lot of crap for 2 days before they pick. I'm still going to Vegas.
Okay,
we're still going to Vegas. Somebody asked me, "So you're canceling the Vegas trip?" I go, "Are you serious? You're asking me to cancel?"
They don't know you. Vegas. They don't know you if they ask that.
I mean, come on.
It's great for us writers. Now we get Thursday night off.
Yeah, what is wrong with you? In fact, I'm planning another trip to Vegas, July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. July 1st, I'm going to see Morrissey. He's at Caesars. Then I'm going to see Aerosmith. They have a thing, and then Chris Rock. After that, how about those 3 days in Vegas? How about that?
Yeah, that's nice variety there too.
Yes, good variety. Do you like all 3?
Not
a Morrissey guy.
Yes, and I've seen 2 of the 3. I've seen Aerosmith. I've seen Chris Rock at the Jackie Gleason Theater.
And you have no interest in seeing Morrissey.
I like Morrissey.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I love the Smiths.
Okay. No, but
Well, no, he's not. I know he's not with the Smiths anymore, but I mean.
Right. But no, he'll do some Smiths. He'll do some like 40% of the set list will be Smiths. He'll do some Smiths. Actually, have you seen Johnny Marr?
No.
Sing and do the Smiths on his own?
I have not, but you've told me that it's very good.
Phenomenal, dude. He's coming. You better go see him.
Okay.
All right. All right. So are they done? Is there anything else you think that could happen? They just freed up some money now, and they could release a couple of other guys if they want to free up more money. So what's the deal? What are you hearing?
Well, there's certainly a wide receiver on the team who's standing, I would think, is very tenuous. Whose departure would not really sadden a whole lot of Dolphin fans. I would expect something would happen with him at some point. And again, if by all looks of it, we're looking at a, forgive me for the lack of technical term, offense. Does Mike Gesicki really fit? Do they look to maybe, although he brings them a different dimension in the red zone, but do they look to maybe move in?
You make a point because Smythe now just got that new deal.
Correct.
So you wonder if they say, yeah, he fits more of what we do because he blocks and we can use him as a pass catcher. Now, he's not as dynamic as Gesicki.
No.
And that's where McDaniel was working with Kittle. So I don't know how much of a demand he has for a dynamic tight end. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So that'll be the thing of, because a lot of times in that offense, you may be deciding at times because of what you have in the backfield with the fullback, you might have to either play Gesicki or Cedric Wilson. Both may not be on the field all the time.
Correct. And this is a way to recoup a lot of cap space again.
Yeah. Hard cap number, by the way.
You can get, almost 12 million. You can get around 11 million. You can get, what can you get for Gesicki? A 2 maybe?
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You should be able to get a 2.
3?
Yeah.
Hey, that replenishes your draft. So I think something could happen there.
So what you're saying is there's a chance I don't have to talk crap all the way to the 102 before a pick. There's a chance. I got you.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be.
And what are your chances of X getting traded? And they can recoup several picks with X and get back into multiple rounds of the draft. What do you think about that?
I don't know how many picks we're getting for X, and even more so now.
Maybe a 1 and a 3, maybe 2 2s. Something like that.
Maybe. Again, any team that acquires him is going to deal with a contract issue, and after the moves with Armstead and Hill, you're going all in 2022. Why would you trade your best defensive player? And I understand that's a move that's done for the future. If we're all in for 2022, it makes no sense to me because now you're creating a big, massive hole at cornerback. So
unless you feel you can come up with a group on that side that can kind of, make up for most of it. You know what I'm saying? Somehow.
That's your ball hawk. That's your ball hawk in a defense predicated on being incredibly aggressive, going after the quarterback and trying to get takeaways.
I agree.
I wouldn't get the logic. It could be that they may come to an impasse where they absolutely can't make a deal and they refuse to go a certain length to keep him.
That's the thing. That's what I'm thinking of, because he's been a shrewd negotiator and he's going to want to get paid, bro.
Oh,
the guy,
Yeah.
So
absolutely. But that would be
and again, the main reason why I still feel that knee is going to give at one point or another. So that's the question. How confident are they long term on the structure of that knee? That's the thing.
But to me, again, everybody's jacked up for 2022 now. They got a team that can make a move. That would be a massive step back for me, unless they can replace him, and I just don't see anybody out there who takes his place.
No. I mean, obviously, you have to say it's a massive setback, and it's a hole that now you have to somehow cover, and that won't be easy. That there's no way around that, my brother. You are 1,000% right there. All right, Good stuff. What are you working on, Sports Illustrated, my friend, so folks can check you out?
Well, I also want to mention that it's like I'm in a working vacation type of deal. I'm still in Orlando, but doing some work as it needs to be done. So I'm going to have a couple of things on Tyreek Hill again today, and actually part one of the latest mailbag coming up.
Okay, there you go. The mailbag always a popular segment. Follow him on Twitter at Poopart NFL. His dedication is amazing. Even on vacation, he is dedicated to you, the Dolphin fan. There you go. Alan, we'll catch you next week, my friend. Enjoy your vacation.
Have a good weekend.
Some way.
I'm trying to.
Later. Take it easy. Oh man, you gotta go. You're off on vacation with the family, but you got to take a break to write a breaking story. It's tough, man. That's Alan Poupart in our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report.
This has been the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report with Alan Poupart, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and never miss a report. Search Big O Radio Show on most platforms. Visit Sports Grill in our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza.
Bitcoin was at 42,851. It's now at 44,173. Bitcoin is flying.
Oh, there's some breaking news.
We have breaking news.
In reference to athletes in New York, Mayor Eric Adams has announced that they are going to make a mandate exemption for NYC performers and athletes only at this time, making them available to play home games in New York.
So Kyrie is free.
Kyrie is free. And he said winning teams are good for the city's economy, and making a vaccine mandate exemption for entertainers will help the teams win.
Yep.
But it's only for those two. They've been added to the exemption list.
Yep. There we go. Big D, Greer never said that X will be on the team in 2022. Never said that. He's never said that. That's the problem that goes on in our world. Too many of you have misinformation, and then you put it out there, and then another person repeats it, and they didn't check your information. He said that he is hopeful or planning on or expected or something like that. He left himself open. He never said that X will be on the team. He never gave a definitive answer to something like that. You can go back and check out the quotes. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but I can tell you that you're dead wrong. That I can tell you. Unless he said it yesterday that I didn't hear, and I don't know. I don't think he talked yesterday. I believe he was at the Texas A&M workout or some workout. I forgot which one he was at, but he was at a workout yesterday. Okay? So he never said that. But I'm sure now that you did it, out of the 853 people that are watching, there's going to be a couple that saw it, read it, left the chat board, and then they ran with it now.
Yep. I got it right here.
What's the quote? Go ahead.
Chris Greer speaking with Xavien Howard on new deal, expects him to be a Dolphin in 2022.
Expects him to be a Dolphin. You see? That's the problem in this world. Too many of you are just spew misinformation because you don't listen, you don't pay attention, and then you repeat whatever the hell you want, and then you put it on Facebook, and then somebody else reads it, and they think that that's law. And that's the problem that goes on.
And some stories say anticipates.
Yeah, anticipate, expects, this, that. There was nothing concrete he ever said that X will be back. Ever. But, again, that's kind of what we do here in this world. We spew misinformation on a consistent basis. Let's see. Why do you want to get rid of X so bad? I just told you. I think eventually that knee will give out. And I think you're playing with fire. And eventually, listen, man, I've done this for 32 years. I know you. I know 95% of you that want X. And then when they sign him to that long-term deal, and in the middle of the next year or the year after, he blows his knee, and now he's on the hook for a couple years, you're now ripping the same people that said you got to have him will now rip the Dolphins and say, oh, you knew he had all those knee injuries. Why did you sign him? So in my eyes, those knees are going to give out again. And I would rather get off the gravy train and get the picks This guy that's in the front office knows how to find DBs. So he knows how to find safeties and DBs. Go find another one. That's your job. I'm just saying. I get it. It's the easy call is to pay the guy and stay with him. But you've had baggage. Got to worry about that. Newfoundland says, nothing wrong with that, brother. We all want what's best for the team. Putting a team behind Tua seems to be it. Can you respond to Hill's video he just posted? I don't know who the hell is that, bro. And don't know. Don't care, my man. Big O preach an information age or misinformation age. That's what it is. It's the misinformation age. Big O X will be traded as well as Gesicki. I could see either of them being traded, both or neither. All I'm telling you is those are options. And I'll keep saying it. Hey, man, listen. I was telling you Flo needs to get fired, will get fired during the winning streak. So, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? So the way you guys came at me, I moved the camera there. I don't know if I screwed up, but the way you guys came at me, how could you want to fire Flo? All that stuff in the middle of a winning streak, and I stuck to my guns on it. I'm just saying, So, Patriots bring back Malcolm Butler. Belichick scared. Gesicki has no spot. He's not on a tight end and not a run after catch. I disagree with that. I think he can be he definitely can be a run after catch. And the Breakstone says SHIB is moving. Well, I mean, everything is now that Bitcoin is moving, everything should be moving. You know what I mean? If your coin is not moving right now, where with the market exploding, but SHIB is up almost 4%, and it's up to 25.31. Several zeros behind the dot, but you know what I mean. Cardano's the one that, man, at 119 right now. That's the one that I'm really, really impressed with. And I would imagine that Star Atlas will start moving now. Also, some of these other coins, I would imagine that we're going to start seeing some of that go. But hey, man, Bitcoin is just absolutely amazing. Tyreek Hill. Is that his girlfriend or his wife? Oh.
Dolphin Nation, I am so ready to be a part of Fins Up, man. Your boy Cheetah, so excited to meet all of you guys and ready to turn up, man, and throw it the peace sign. I'm very excited to meet the guys, play with them, have fun. It's going to be a fun year, man. But the guy I'm really excited to meet the most, though, that boy Zaylen Waddle. How you doing, little penguin? Yeah, he a penguin. Dolphin Nation, I am so ready to be a part of.
All right, there you go. There you go. By the way, his girl is gorgeous. Did you see that woman sitting next to him? Damn, dude. I just kept looking at her. I wasn't looking at him. I was like, damn. I mean, he's Tyreek Hill. He should be able to, find a beautiful woman. And he found himself a beautiful woman. Wow. Man, that woman was a knockout. Holy moly. Can you play a video again? I was impressed. He's got a big contract. The guy can play football. And man, that woman is gorgeous. Wow. Play a video again. Yeah, you got to play a video again. I just got to see her. That was a absolute smoke show. Damn. Big O, who is your starting offense now? It's a little early. We got to wait to see what happens with the line. But let's say if we take the 5 linemen out, all right, we got obviously Tua. And then I would say Chase and Ingold, right? And so now we're down to 3. Remember what I was telling Poopart. If you're going with the 2 guys in the back, you have 3 left. So you have to go Waddle, Tyreek, and Gesicki, Waddle, Tyreek, or Cedric. That's why the people that tell you Gesicki could get traded, because then you bring in Smythe to be that 6 lineman type of blocker pass catcher. So that's the question now. Did you tag Gesicki to make sure you don't lose the asset? Because if he signs a contract somewhere else, you're only going to get a compensatory pick. But if you trade him, you could actually maybe get back your 2nd round pick. Understand? So that's why you kind of break down the starting lineup, and you have to wonder what's going on with Gesicki. Because if you start a back and a fullback with the 5 linemen and the quarterback, that kind of changes everything all of a sudden. So you will have to make decisions that you cannot, unfortunately, fix any other way. So that's the challenge, and that's why there'll be packages. And there might be packages where you have a tight end. There might be packages where you have a wide receiver. There might be packages where you only use a fullback back there for a blocker, and then you can have both Wilson and Gesicki out there. So it kind of changes the dynamics of what you do. So that's why the Gesicki move is when you have to talk about, just like I talk about X, these are options. Whether you like it or not, because apparently some of you get butthurt every time I mention this X thing, and I get it. You got butthurt when I was talking about Flo being fired, but that's fine. It's all good. But this is why the dynamics of it are very interesting. All right, go ahead one more time. Play that video. Yes, play that video. Let's see Mrs. Hill.
Nation, I am so ready to be a part of Fins Up, man. Your boy Cheetah, so excited to meet all of you guys and ready to turn up, man, and throw it the peace sign. I'm very excited to meet the guys, play with them, have fun. It's going to be a fun year, man. But the guy I'm really excited to meet the most, though, that boy Jalen Waddle. How you doing, little penguin?
Penguin.
Yeah, he a penguin.
So there you go. Tyreek Hill and Mrs. Hill. He is winning everywhere, and he's in a private jet. That's obviously Mr. Ross's jet, right? Has to be.
Yeah, because it's the same one Mike McDaniel was in when he was talking.
Same seats too. Yeah,
same seats.
Same seat too. That's right.
Unless it's Mike McDaniel's, personal.
Maybe. Cheetah and the Falcon. I like it. Cheetah and the Falcon. Or Cheetah and the Impala, right? Isn't the Impala also like a really fast animal? Because aren't the cheetahs chasing the Impalas? Huh? Or the gazelle. Ooh, cheetah and gazelle. I like that. That's a good one. Nice job by you, Sean. I like it.
The penguin's the fastest bird in the water.
Okay, that makes sense. In the water. Yeah. Big O, I don't understand. You say you don't listen to ESPN because they are negative towards. No, I didn't say I didn't listen to ESPN. I said I don't listen to specific people at times. Okay? I mean, I watch ESPN for the news, but like Steve A, like they bring him on to talk football. Like I'm off. Like I don't need to ever listen to that guy talk baseball, football. I have zero respect for him in that area. I've heard him screw up so many times in those areas that I know you don't follow it. Basketball's his thing, dude. That's the way it is. So I never said ESPN. Again, misinformation. Never said that. Did I ever say I don't listen to ESPN? I didn't say that. I said, why do you all listen to people you don't like? And I don't watch or listen to people I don't like. But if Brian Baldinger's coming on, I'm going to watch him. Okay? That's what's going to happen. There are certain guys that definitely I want to watch. I want to hear Sham Charania talk basketball. I want to hear Woj talk basketball. Yeah. Let's see. Come on, Big O. You have to stop being right. You're pissing people off, laughing my ass off. Keep up the great work. I appreciate all the hard work you and Sean do for us. Fins up. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate you. Daniel Grafton once again on the super chat. He says, League of Zoom, greatest show on surf. League of Zoom, greatest show on surf. All right. Mark Norcal says, what's going to happen with Gaskin and Lindsay? Will they get traded or cut? No, those guys are cut material, my brother. There's no trade there. There's no value there for those guys at all. All right. No? Oh, that's you. Oh, okay. All right. I was wondering, my man, if
No, I didn't know if you were going to call for it again, so this time I didn't want to.
Yeah, no,
sure,
yeah,
so
I see.
I kept it up
I see. Big O Hill was a running back first year in KC. Yeah, he's probably a returner also. So I think he had that. You got another video? Or is that? Oh, okay.
I user error. I hit the wrong button. I meant to stop sharing, and I added it to the screen.
Okay, no, because I was going to say, well, you can play her again. I have no problem. You know, love the podcast, Big O. God bless. Thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate you. Yo, Big O, what's the next move post-trade? Biggest needs. Middle linebacker, center, my friend. Those are the ones that, if they're going to make a move, I would imagine middle linebacker or center is the one. All right, let's do this. Let's take a break. Let's get ready for hour number 3. Let's rest the voice a little bit. I think I've gone 2 straight hours. I did, right? I've done 2 straight hours of talk. 2 straight hours of talk. No breaks. EJD Construction, by the way, proud sponsor, 305-433-4843. We love EJD and Eric, man. Great people. If you're looking to redo your man cave, or how about this? You want to create a man cave, your 2-car garage like I did, or your 1-car garage, or a spare room. You got rid of the kids. One of them is out of the house. You want to create it. Maybe you want to make it a workout room, a movie room, all those. He's built all kinds of things for many of our listeners already. I think the home theater is number 1. So he's done the whole thing with recliners and levels and all kinds of stuff. He's shown me pictures of different, some of you listeners out there, you've gotten really creative. A few of you have done man caves, but the most thing has been the home theater room, which, again, I guess it's becoming a popular thing with streaming and all that stuff, that you can, like, have a room that's a home theater, big screen. Very, very cool idea. I don't have one of those, and I'm thinking of that. You guys have inspired me. So you call EJD Construction for all of that, 305-433-4843. Fully insured, fully licensed, folks. AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Whatever it is you need. I'm not talking about a handyman, but if you need some serious construction in your house, you want to redo that front yard, the backyard, you name it, modernize that kitchen, EJDconstruction.com.
When you're ready to purchase a new home loan or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. That's bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make the difference. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Caneswear. Go to Caneswear.com, where all orders over $99 get free shipping. Sloman's Total Home Security. Protect your home with the best in the business. 1-800-ALARM-ME for the company serving America for nearly 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. Licensed roofing contractor. 100% financing is available. Go to Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Back here, hour number 3 of the program. We appreciate all of you out there, as always, for keeping it locked here on the show. Oh, man. We are obviously, we are going to be joined by Marcel Louis-Jacques at the bottom of the hour with our myedgedrink.com Miami Dolphins report. And let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, so we'll have that. The Heat, by the way, lose to the Warriors 118-104. We talked a little bit. Well, we talked a lot about it already at the beginning of the show. What happened with Jimmy Butler. We are awaiting any news out of it. They like to remember, none of us still know to this day what Green was on in that lobby in that hotel. He was on some drug, on something, and none of us ever found out. What, Willie Green, right? That was the name, right? Willie Green, I think was the name of the kid. We never found out what that guy was high on. They can keep anything under wraps. The question is there anybody that was close to the huddle last night that has the exact audio of it? That's really the question about what happened last night. But they have downplayed it. They have insulted all of our intelligence by saying all kinds of ridiculous stuff, by saying that it was no big deal, and they were arguing about where to go to dinner after, all that kind of stuff. So obviously they're not willing to be honest about it. The Dolphins have released Jesse Davis and Alan Hearns. No surprise there. They're saying Alan Hearns failed the physical, apparently. Jesse Davis doesn't really fit what you're trying to do. Good man, a solid backup lineman, just a guy you really should not start. And that was the problem last year. You were starting a guy that had no business really starting. So appreciate everything that Jesse Davis did because he's a good man. But you got to move on, and you've got to find players that fit what they need to do. The new narrative that's coming out now is now Tua, this is easy for him now. Like it was easy for Baker Mayfield since he had everything at his disposal and couldn't get it done. Like Ryan Tannehill has everything at his disposal and can't get it done. Like Lamar Jackson, they build everything around him and he can't get it done. It does happen, right? Justin Herbert had everything he needed to get to the playoffs last year. He couldn't get it done either. But it's only his first go-around, so we can't lump him in with the other guys. But we'll see next year if he has a chance to make the playoffs. Is he the difference maker and not obviously throwing a pick six against the Houston Texans and sealing the fate of his football team? Nothing is easy. Anybody that tells you that this is going to be easy now for Tua, or that, he barely has to try, or what, you're just stupid. You don't know what you're writing. You don't know what you're talking about on television, or even if it's on radio or whatever. Because I saw a guy on television that I was tripping out with it yesterday. I was like, really? So it's easy now. And that's where I wanted to sit there and go, so if it's easy, why didn't Ryan Tannehill do it? I mean, he had the running game, he has the defense, he has the offensive line, he has the receivers. Why didn't he do it? I mean, if it's easy, Baker Mayfield had the best running game in the NFL. He's got receivers. He's got a solid defense. Well, why didn't he do it? I mean, it's so easy. And if he gets to the playoffs, well, that doesn't mean anything. It's people are already ready to discredit him. Do you know why? They're already afraid that they're going to be wrong. That's really what it's all about. Some of them are realizing, well, wait a minute, hold on a second, dude. Yeah, maybe he was bad because of the things that, he wasn't bad. But let's say there were uneven times with Tua because what was around him was terrible, which is what we've said for a while now. The coaching was terrible. The support was terrible. In my eyes, I can't wait to have some fun with all of the Tua doubters. And I will not accept a Tua doubter ever telling me, well, you can't blame me the way he looked. No, I am going to blame you. I'm going to blame you because you didn't understand the quarterback position. That's why I'm going to blame you. Because now the problem is, since you're lazy and don't understand the quarterback position, you didn't actually assess it the right way the first time. And that's why you're not assessing it now, because you still don't know what the hell you're talking about. But that's all right. We got people already that are ready, willing, and able to discredit the kid before he even plays. They don't even want to credit him when he does play well. That's how twisted this whole Tua Tagovailoa thing is with some fans. Some. Larry's in Columbus. He says, I've always thought this was the type of offense Miami should have. Chase super fast guys all over the field in 90-degree heat. Tired defenders miss one tackle, and it's a TD. What were you saying?
I love following Perform now.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, Perform is good on Twitter, man.
No, he just tweeted out 20 minutes ago. Still not done. Not even close. Buckle up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, man.
Although that didn't work out too well for Kyle Pitts the other day.
I had a good conversation with Perform last night, actually. Yeah. So, by what week do you think the offensive side of the ball will be locked and loaded with no excuses saying we're learning new system? I think you got to be getting it going early on. There's no time to waste here. You got to get into the playoffs. There's no 1-7 start here, bro. You need to start right away and get things going. So you got your training camp, you got your preseason, 1 or 2 games, and then figure by games 3 and 4, the season's a short season. So you can't wait 8 or 9, 10 games to get going. You have to get going right away. Big O, you took the words out of my mouth. The haters will now say, how can Tua not win with all these weapons? So ignorant, bro. Exactly. You've already got the people locked and loaded and ready to not give him any credit, even if he has success. Jamie says, Big O, I could argue that Josh Allen had everything to make it to the Super Bowl and played like it. He did. No doubt about it, but still came up short. Team sport, but people don't get it. I blame it on fantasy ball. Yeah. And Jamie, you're right. And I said it even in that playoff game. He played like a freaking franchise player, bro. Josh Allen played his ass off, dude. He was a stud in those playoffs. They did not go farther, not because of him, but like you said, Jamie, you're a smart guy. It's a team game. Sometimes your quarterback can do everything, Dan Marino, and the rest of your team is not good enough. Sometimes your team can do everything, Ryan Tannehill, and you can't get them over the top. That's just the way it is. That's the yin and the yang, right? But somehow or another, you're going to have support for Joe Montana, and you're going to have to support for Terry Bradshaw, and you have to have support for Tom Brady. They all don't do it by themselves. You have to have support for Pat Mahomes. When he doesn't have support, he finds himself on his ass and losing badly in the Super Bowl. But when he has support, he can hang in there. That's the difference. So it's like you said, Jamie, team game, man. Let's see. Big O, remember you promised when Tua wins a Super Bowl more than Patrick steak dinner on you. You go. Remember you promised when Tua wins more Super Bowls than Patrick steak dinner. Okay, yes. Steak dinner on me if Tua wins more Super Bowls than Mahomes. I got you. I'm taking you to dinner there, and Anthony. So when Tua gets his second championship, Mahomes is stuck at 1, and he's stuck at 1 forever. He's done already. It's over for him. Okay, this is Tua's time now to shine from here on out. So yes. After Tua's second Super Bowl to his 1, I'm taking you to dinner. Steak dinner, apparently. You got the wall of Montezuma protecting him now. No more excuses, and please do not slip on any golf course or golf balls this summer, please. That's it. I needed the wall of Montezuma. You remember that. Cap for Life says, slow Thursday. Thought I would troll for a while. Get the blood flowing. I'm happy for Tua, says Jason. He finally has firepower that, in my opinion, in the top 5 in the NFL, he does need to have a good season. He will. He's going to have a good season. I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. Yes, sir.
Fox 8, I-Team in Houston, Texas.
Yes.
Is learned a second grand jury in another Texas county has convened to hear evidence against Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson.
Huh.
The grand jury met Wednesday to hear evidence in the case.
You want problems? You got it. You got it. I had an assistant principal at Kinloch Junior High back in the early 80s. And when you weren't a good boy and they sent you down to get paddled, he used to make you put your hands on the table. He'd tell you, look at the wall. And then he had a paddle that had holes drilled into it. And on the paddle it said Toyota. And then he would look at you, he says, you asked for it? No, you want it, you asked for it, you got it, whack, Toyota. Because that was the slogan back then. You want it, you asked for it, you got it, whack, Toyota. Never forget, was it Montenegro, I think it was the name of the assistant principal. So yeah. Yep. You want it, you asked for it, you got it. Whack. Toyota. Watson gets a second grand jury now looking at him for who knows? Like I told you, you just never know if any other evidence is going to pop up. You want it, you asked for it, you got it. Deshaun Watson.
I'm guessing that they can do a grand jury in each county.
Dude,
as long as it occurred, as long
that's
as the
above
thing occurred.
it
is, but I mean, that's the only way I can see it.
I don't know.
It happening.
I'm not smart enough. I don't know the laws. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. I don't know. We got to call Welton Rayom.
Yeah.
We got to call Welton Rayom. That's what we're going to have to do. Big O, do you think we trade Parker for a draft pick? I don't think you can get a draft pick for Parker. I think you can get a 6-pack of Schaefer beer for Parker, but I don't think you'll get any kind of draft pick. I don't think anybody trades for Devontae Parker. If anything, you cut him and you free up the cap space. Okay? The Dolphins will tire out the opponent running the ball in the first half. Then Waddle and Hill will overkill them in the second half. I'm with you. I like that. I hope that's the case. I haven't seen a Dolphin team in a long time that can willfully run the ball. That would be pretty awesome if they can do that. Frank C says, which of these supposed great QBs shouldn't have excuses for not winning either? Dak, Kyler, Herbert, heck, even Rodgers and Mahomes losing at home. What's their excuse? Exactly. But Frank, we only treat Tua this way. Remember our boy Joe Shad a couple weeks ago with the infamous line. Well, maybe they could go acquire a franchise quarterback somewhere else. But before they do that, they need to build up the line in the running game for him. He never mentions it that would have helped Tua too, you know what I mean? But no, let's go acquire a franchise quarterback and give him the line in the running game that Tua doesn't have. It's like Tampa Bay. They acquired Tom Brady, and they already have 2 tight ends in OJ and Brate, but they still bring in Gronk. They already have Evans and Godwin, but no, they add Antonio Brown. So even by acquiring the GOAT, the quarterback of all quarterbacks, you're still acquiring more talent for him. But for Tua, forget about it, bro. Come on. It's all right to count on a bunch of injured receivers, linemen that can't block, running game that doesn't run, and let's just run an RPO that doesn't run either. Yeah, what the hell? Of course, Tua is supposed to overcome all of that. It's truly amazing. The double standard is it's baffling. It's insulting. It's, I don't know, nuts. There's so many adjectives I can add to it. Let's see. No one ever mentioned salary when they compared Watson to Tua. $40 million versus rookie contract. Yeah. TD is freaking about the latest Watson breaking news. TD? Who's TD? TD is freaking about what does that mean? I don't know what that means. I have no idea. Troy says, "Oh, I know this may sound ridiculous, but if Tua flops, is there a chance Brady comes here in 23 with a loaded team?" I doubt it. I doubt it very much. I think Brady stays there and finishes out his career in Tampa. If he's going to go somewhere, he'll probably go somewhere where he thinks they're right on the brink of winning it all. And we won't know if our team is on the brink of winning it all until we actually see them come together and we see the coaching staff get it done. So we're getting way ahead of ourselves. Like yesterday, some guy reaches out to me and says, "Hey, do you think Tyreek Hill is the greatest free agent trade that the Dolphins have ever made?" And so he's probably 25, 35, 30. I don't know. He's probably a young dude, has no perspective of the Dolphins. And I go to him, first of all, he hasn't done anything in a Dolphin uniform. So he could be a bust. Second of all, they traded for a guy named Paul Warfield. Don't know if you know him, but he's one of the greatest receivers in the history of the game. And he won 2 Super Bowls with the Dolphins. So, Tyreek Hill has a lot to do before he becomes the greatest free agent trade that the Dolphins have ever made. And then I told him also, because again, young fan, you don't have perspective, you haven't lived life, so you live in the moment, right? And he goes, "Well, this is guaranteed to be a great deal." And I said, "Go check Hugh Green." Because trust me, I was a teenager, and when they traded for Hugh Green, we went crazy. Okay? We went crazy. Oh my God. We got Hugh Green coming here, and Hugh Green blows out his knee, and we never saw Hugh Green ever again. The Hugh Green that was here was a shell of the monster that was in the sombrero. Because Hugh Green, make no mistake, was a nasty, nasty linebacker. Nasty, dominant, intimidating linebacker, and we thought we got the man. And Hugh Green blows out his knee, and he's never the same guy again. So I love the Tyreek Hill acquisition. I'm not saying it's a bad acquisition, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not assume that he's going to be the greatest free agent acquisition. Let's not assume that he's going to be absolutely phenomenal, because anything can happen. And so far, nothing has been earned. So let's just enjoy the moment and let's hope for the best. But let's not, we're so quick for labels. Oh, he's the greatest ever. Oh my God, he's the next Kobe. Oh my God, he's the next Joe Montana. Oh, he's the next Tom Brady. Because, once Tom Brady retires, the next guy that wins his second Super Bowl, he's the next Tom Brady. He's going to win 5 more. Because remember, the Seahawks were supposed to win, the Legion of Boom were supposed to win all of these Super Bowls, and they ended up with 1. The Chiefs, man, that was going to be a dynasty. Mahomes and company were going to win all kinds of Super Bowls. They got 1. Let's slow down. Okay? Let's slow down. Let's live the moment. Rhino says TD is an anti-Tua YouTuber. In short, not important. That's, I don't know, man. We'll stay on this show. We'll talk about what's going on here. Paul Warfield was the reason I became a Dolphin back in the 1970s. Without Warfield, we do not win those 2 Super Bowls. No, I know. It's just, it's perspective. I talk about this all the time. 55 is not a fun age. It's not the kind of age that you say, "Oh my God, I can't wait to be 55. We all can't wait to be 18, 21, over the decades, because that's when we were going to drink, and that's when we were going to party, and that's when we were allowed in places. Nobody looks forward to 55 and 60 and 65 and 70. But one of the things that we do have when we hit those ages, we have experience and perspective. And that's what you get with this, at least on this show. We'll give you the history so you don't get ahead of yourself at times. We try to weave it all in. And you know what I like to weave in? An Edge energy drink. Yeah, baby. There's nothing wrong with weaving in 1 or 2 Edge energy drinks per show. Sean Stanley actually put in a refrigerator in his studio just because he needed the Edge energy drink right there. By the way, you can go to the website, myedgedrink.com. And if you want the edge on your Miami Dolphins, you tune in to Marcel Louis-Jacques next.
Time to get the edge on the Miami Dolphins with our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report. When you want the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste, you can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com. Here's the ESPN Dolphin insider, Marcel Louis-Jacques.
All right. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Marcel Louis-Jacques. By the way, did you see the Cheetah's message from the plane?
I did watch it. I think we're gonna be able to talk to him pretty soon here. Get the lowdown on how he's really feeling. See if he takes that Chiefs necklace off. Yeah, but I don't know. He looked like he spent a lot on that chain, so I probably wear it to this day too.
Yeah, he'll get a Dolphin one eventually. Hopefully, he'll get one with the old logo, not that stinking whale that they have now in front, which is just absolutely terrible. By the way, the Cheetah had quite a cat next to him. I'm just saying. Wow.
Hey, no comment on that, but
wow.
I will say this.
What do you mean no comment? You can't just say there's no negatives on this. You can't compliment the man that he outkicked his coverage.
I can't. But, I will say that this is the kind of move, along with Teron Armstead. Like, this is such a new look offense that they might literally need a new look. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might literally need to change their jerseys, to change the logo.
All I'm going to say, if the offense looks like her, it's going to look good, boy.
Look,
man, it's going to look good.
That's all I got to say.
Man, it's going to look good. If it looks like Mrs. Hill, wow, that offense is going to score points, baby, like big time. That's all I got to say. All right. I was just impressed. I had Sean replay the video just to see her. Like, wow. Like, Tyreek, that's the biggest touchdown you've got in your life right there, buddy. Anyway, all right. So what's the grade? Because, we've been busting Joe Shad's balls here. He still isn't giving them an A, which I have no idea what's wrong with Joe. I don't know why he's all twisted up or something. I think all of you need to gather around Joe and fix the man because he's broken. So what's the letter grade right now for the Dolphins in the offseason?
It's an A. I don't understand. I don't understand anything less. I mean, you had 2 goals this offseason, and both of which I've highlighted ad nauseum on this show. They needed to upgrade their playmakers first and foremost, and they needed to bolster their offensive line. They've done both. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get Connor Williams and Teron Armstead. Obviously, that's a massive upgrade. You still have, and then the remaining guys on the line, Hunt, Dieter, Eichenberg, they're young enough and they've shown enough that you can develop them and you can see what you got from there. Playmakers wise, it's a completely new offense. Waddle, Hill, Wilson, Mostert, Edmonds. I mean, there's so much speed on this team that it just is. It's not even comparable to the same offense that we saw last year, and definitely not the year before. I saw them a couple games covering the Bills, and that offense was still whack in 2019 or 2020. It was whack in 2019. It was whack in 2021. But there's a new day right here, and you can argue whether or not Tua's going to be the guy to unlock it, whether or not what he's going to be able to do with Tyreek, whatever, man. All we can do is go with the information at our disposal, and right now, they have done it. This is leaps and bounds, a better offense, a better roster than they came into the offseason with. This was the kind of blockbuster move Miami needed to make to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? Keep up with the Chargers, keep up with the Browns, with the Broncos, with the Raiders, with the Titans, with the Bills. I mean, with the Bengals. Every one of these teams is adding quality players, and not just like, oh, that's a good signing. Oh, yeah, that's a decent look. Oh, that's underrated. I mean, blockbuster additions, man, new looks. They're changing the trajectory of their franchises, and that is exactly what Miami has done right here. So, no, I'm giving it an A. I love from a football standpoint, I love the move. To do this with Teron Armstead in back-to-back days in a 24-hour span, I'm tired as a journalist. I'm a little beat, but I mean, this is about as it's never boring.
What are you? 20? What are
It's
you?
never
20,
boring here. It's crazy.
You're in your 20s. How can you be beat? You're in your 20s, bro.
Hey, man, I've lived a long 29 years. All right, it's been a long 29.
It's no long
Done a
29.
lot.
Look at you. You're in a high rise in South Florida. Single here in South Florida. Loving life, covering the Dolphins. Come
I don't know
on.
about single, but I am in a high rise. I am in South Florida. I have a great life. Don't get me wrong. I'm good. I'm happy tired, man. Like, I can go outside. I've been to the beach like 5 times in the past week and a half. Like, I do
You're
a
not
lot,
tired.
man.
I don't see no. You see this? See, this is mileage right here. See, these are Samsonites that don't go away. You ain't got any Samsonites yet, young man. You all right. You all right. You full of energy and life, baby. You better be at 29.
Look,
You
man,
better
when
be.
my agent told me, my agent and I talked about moving down here. He told me, look, man, it is never going to be boring. Team might be good, might not be good. You'll never be bored. And
No, that's right.
I mean, look at the last 3 months, man. Like, the draft is almost here. We're a month away from the draft. Usually this time of year, it crawls and it drags, and it's like, man, I miss my routine. I miss the game. I miss the grind. I love the hustle. Like, all that. And this year, it's like, wow, that's really like.
So are you doing the boring stuff? Are you doing the boring stuff for the draft and staying here and being at the Dolphin facility, or are you going to be out in Vegas with us partying?
I have no reason to go to Vegas now. Like, they don't have a pick for the first 2 rounds, man.
Look at you.
Vegas, but get in trouble.
That's the idea. Let's go get in trouble. Come on, we're going to be in Vegas.
I can get in trouble here for free. Or
we have our own bar to ourselves.
No, I'm going to enjoy having the night to just crack a few beers and not too many, enough that I still got my wits about me, but just kind of kick back and enjoy. They're probably not going into the facility. I doubt they trade into the first round. That would be weird. And it's a long wait, bro.
It could happen.
102?
X could be traded. You never know.
No. Tyreek Hill's cap hit is $6 million for this year. They got room. Go pay X and stop playing. You don't go trade for Tyreek Hill. You don't sign Teron Armstead. You don't keep this defense intact and say, hey, best player. Goodbye.
I'm just saying, I know everybody was telling me you don't fire Flo, and then
this is different.
And then everybody looked at me and said, "Oh my God, he was right. They fired Flo." I'm just saying,
This is different. They'll get something done with the Xavien Howard, and if they don't, it is because Xavien Howard doesn't want to be here anymore. It is not going to be
or he wants a lot of money. I mean, he just saw
a lot of money. He almost single-handedly beat the Ravens last year. So, yeah, I mean, he deserves it. He's a game changer. He's won multiple games for them. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the league. He takes away his side of the field. Pay him his money and stop playing with that man. And go out there and compete for a playoff spot. Like this, they're all in. You're pushing your chips in right now. Like, you don't pay that kind of money to Tyreek Hill. You don't pay that kind of compensation to get him, which I honestly don't even think is that much. I don't think they traded that much away. Everybody gets hung up on.
No, you're right. I thought it would be 2 first-rounders, and the first and the second became the bar. With the fact that you kept your 2 first-rounders next year, that's huge, dude.
Yeah, I thought they would have to give away at least one of those, but they're fine. This is what the hell is 29 and 50 for a top 10 player in the NFL? Not even top 10 at his position. He is a top 10 player, period.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. Yeah.
Best home run hitter in the league. Hell yeah, man. I've been saying trade 29 for 2 weeks. I don't even want that goofy little pick. Yeah, no, the compensation was fine. It was better than fine. Like, that was fair.
All right, so they still have moves. They just cut Davis and Allen, and they can cut others if they need more cap space overall. We still, when you look at the team, if you're really going for it, a middle linebacker or a center are 2 interesting positions and positions of need. If you are going to keep X, then it's not corner. So those other 2 positions, what are you hearing? Trade, draft, free agency, without a first and a second, you kind of lose out on your opportunity on getting some of those positions filled earlier in the draft.
You can find quality interior offensive linemen on day 2. Maybe there's a scenario where they try to trade into the second round or trade up into the third round, maybe package those compensatory picks and maybe a day 3 or, who knows? Maybe we see offload a certain former first-round pick at wide receiver who doesn't exactly fit the mold of the other receivers on the roster.
What are they getting for his ass? A 6-pack of Schaefer beer? Nobody's trading for Devontae Parker.
You package Devontae and a couple of the third-round picks, you can move up.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no, come on.
I see. You're throwing. He's a throw-in. Okay, I got you.
So yeah, I would think that they have ammunition to move up, maybe late second, earlier third. You can go grab an interior lineman, go grab a center to compete, go grab some depth at linebacker. I don't think Dieter is a problem. I think he was too injured last year to really solidify himself as that starting center, and it was a new position change for him this year. I'd say let him be healthy, give him another full off season, where he's not competing for the job. Let him grow accustomed to playing alongside these new guys, Williams and Armstead. I don't think center is like as dire of a need as I keep hearing, but I would say draft somebody to develop and compete rather than go spend money. Unless JC Tretter comes out and says I want to play for Miami, then yeah, shoot, why not? Come on over. That's more linemen than I thought would be added to this team. I still think they're probably good on adding starting caliber linemen, but JC Tretter was a surprise cut. So there's variables here.
What is Tretter waiting for? And I thought he was going to get more to the 8-9 million range, and people are talking about him in the 5 to 6 million range. So what's going on with JC Tretter?
I'm not exactly sure. I don't know why Cleveland cut him. He's been productive. He's a veteran. He's a good locker room guy. Obviously, the NFLPA president. It doesn't make a lot of, especially when you just guaranteed $230 million to your quarterback. You would think, all right, let's protect him as well as we can, as good as we can. So I don't know. That seemed kind of odd to me, but either way, take his time. Why not? He is the marquee interior offensive lineman. It's not like he's in a rush to get a job. He's the kind of guy where, again, he can pick and choose where he wants to go. He's not going to be, he's not going to be short on job offers moving forward here.
And have the Dolphins become a destination now where a JC Tretter might take a little less, or another player might take a little less? Also, state tax helped a little bit, but they might take a little less to be a part of this group now. Is there any chance of that now? That becomes now a little bit more sexy? They're saying, "Oh, they got something going on over there. Let me go join that."
Yeah, I don't think any more so than Miami always is. Miami is it's a destination. It's like going to Los Angeles or playing in New York. It's a cool place to be, but people don't just go join teams because of cool rosters. They go join elite quarterbacks. Somebody's going to take less to go play with Pat Mahomes, to go play with Josh Allen, to go play with Aaron Rodgers, to go play with Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow and stuff like that. No offense to Tua or Dolphins fans, Tua's not that kind of guy right now. He doesn't have that kind of rep in the league yet to get people to take discounts for him. I think Teron Armstead, they got a deal on him.
And why would Justin Herbert be that guy? I'm just wondering because he has. Yeah, why would Justin Herbert be that guy? He hasn't won anything.
This is satire, right?
Stats don't mean anything. Ryan Tannehill put a bunch of stats up, and Kirk Cousins puts up.
It's a good head coach, and it's a phenomenal top 8
Kirk
quarterback.
Cousins puts up a bunch of stats. They mean nothing.
Go to Minnesota to play with Kirk Cousins. I'm going to go to LA to go play with Justin Herbert.
Well, go to LA is one thing, but I saw Justin Herbert throw a pick 6 against Houston. He hasn't won anything. I love us. You guys paint a picture of Justin Herbert like he's arrived when he hasn't done anything yet. He put up some stats. That's it.
Do we not remember the? Sorry, I keep getting notifications popping through this thing. Do we not remember the Raiders game? Do you not remember the 99-yard drive that he led? The go-ahead drive that he led?
My brother, I remember him choking like a dog against Houston, costing his team the playoffs. And by the way, I also remember him losing to Tua. That's what I remember. What I remember is he hasn't accomplished jack crap. And all you guys talk about is just some stats because he looks great on the all-runway team, but he has yet to win anything.
Again, you can go to Minnesota to go play with Kirk Cousins. I'm going to go to LA and go play with Justin Herbert.
I don't care
That's
if it's
crazy.
Minnesota. I don't care if it's Tennessee.
Like,
I don't care if you're Jared Goff with the Rams. My point is you haven't won anything. So we can't label him like he's arrived when he hasn't arrived. You're labeling him like he's arrived when he hasn't arrived yet.
He is a top 8 quarterback in the NFL. That's
no
we're not even debating.
Talent.
Physical
talent.
I think I had this discussion with Omar like all last season before he finally was like, all right, yeah, my bad. You're right.
Physical talent, yes. But I've seen that before. I need the physical talent to actually accomplish something. He has,
it's a team.
He has
it's a team game, man. Football is a team game.
I get that, but he has 0 moments like that at Oregon, and he has 0 moments like that so far with the Chargers.
I just told you one.
Win something significant.
The 99-yard drive. How many quarterbacks are going 99 yards like that? And you see the throw, the go-ahead throw, on the run through the window? No.
Yeah.
He is a special arm talent. He is an elite talent. That is what attracts people. Elite talent.
You're right.
Guys,
you're right.
That's my whole point.
Right.
Guys, go play for that. Like I would go to LA to play with Justin Herbert. If LA wasn't enough of a sell, if those damn jerseys and that stadium and the facility weren't enough of a sell, and I got an elite quarterback on the other side of the ball, I just have to go do my job, and I know he's going to do his.
Yeah,
Josh Allen is good enough right now to make people go to Buffalo. Like,
you conveniently
don't get me wrong. I love
you conveniently left out the Chargers have one of the 3 worst owners in the NFL, but that's all right. Don't worry about it. That's the one thing. That's the one thing you kind of left out on it. Dean Spanos is, he's pretty close to dirt, pretty much in the NFL. That's why he's at a stadium where he's a tenant and doesn't have his own stadium. You know?
Look at this guy, Mario. What kind of writer is this? He doesn't believe in Tua. I am a objective realist, man. Tua is cool. Tua's a good dude. Tua has all the weapons at his disposal, and we'll know for sure at the end of this year what he is. I'm not going to commit one way or another, but I will be damned if I sit on this balcony and lie to you and say Tua is a guy who is attracting people in here. Tua is not that guy yet. He is not. We're talking about Justin Herbert not accomplishing anything.
I agree. I'm not saying he is attracting anybody.
Guys, you can support your quarterback and not be stupid about it, man. Open your eyes. Like, he could be good. Sure, we'll know after this year. We don't know yet. I don't know if he's good. I don't know if he's bad. But I do know he's not bringing in marquee free agents to take discounts over here.
No. But everything else around him kind of looks like it's set for him.
Yeah, so I'm not saying people won't come to Miami. Tyreek just chose Miami. I mean, it was Miami or the Jets, but
Ron Armstead chose Miami.
Teron Armstead just chose
Connor
Miami.
Williams chose Miami.
People are choosing Miami, but they're not you're not going to get somebody's not going to shave $1 million off their contract because I want to go play with Tua. Like that's
no. I didn't say Tua. I said the Dolphins. I never said.
I'm yelling at a commenter right now.
Okay. Well, I yell at you because Herbert is not arrived, like you say he's arrived. So that's the only reason. That's the only thing I did.
Somebody
you
else
and who's the other one? Joe Shad's the other one also that's big on Herbert.
Someone else in here is asking me where's the Josh Allen is good takes. My man, if you don't go Google my name and Josh Allen, bro, I'm not gonna spoon feed you.
Josh Allen is
up, dog.
Josh Allen is a stud. He's
don't look me up.
What I saw Josh Allen do this playoffs, that's what I need to see, whether it's Tua or Herbert, anybody, that's what I need to see. That kind of stuff. Like Burrow, those guys, that has arrived. When I see that, that's arrived. That's in my eyes, Burrow and Josh Allen have arrived. Herbert, Tua, all these other Kyler Murray, all these, none of them have arrived yet. They haven't done it yet. You got to do what Josh Allen. You got to do what Josh Burrow. Or is it Josh Burrow? No, it's is it what's Burrow's first name?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. You got to do what Joe. You got to do what Joe. You got to do what Joe and Josh are doing in the playoffs for me to say you've arrived. That's arrived.
We'll see. And there's the eye test as well, which is just it's kind of impossible to quantify, but it's one of those you know it when you see it. You know it when you see it.
I thought Vince Young, when he did that performance, goes, whoa, maybe he does have it, and he didn't have it. So, sometimes the eye test will freak you out. You look at Jamarcus Russell and you go, oh my God, look at that gun. And he didn't have it. You know what I mean? So sometimes you think they have it, but Jared Goff, another guy, looks like he had it, and then when the key moments came, so that's where I test you to see.
I think he's a little better than Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, where they just I don't know what happened. I thought Wentz was better than Goff, but I don't know how the hell he just.
I think Wentz is the injuries, dude. I think the injuries. You know that? Yeah, I was with you on Wentz was a monster, bro. Wentz was a stud. He lost.
What does injuries have to do on your decision making? Like he makes weird decisions with the ball.
Fear. You break down so many times that you're afraid of getting hit again and breaking down, and that fear takes away that edge. And so if you're worried about injuries, if you're worried about getting hit, if you're worried about rehab and all that, you lose your edge. To me, that's what happened to Carson Wentz. Carson, after getting pummeled so much the last couple of those years, he lost his edge. He's no longer that guy anymore. He doesn't have that moxie anymore. And once you lose that, you're not that guy anymore. In anything. I don't care what it is, dude. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, because he was special, bro. He was special. The stuff that Wentz was doing the first couple of years, that's stuff that nasty quarterbacks do, and he's not even close to that anymore. I mean, Frank Reich got rid of him after a year, so he knew that he must have been shot.
That one's tough. Yeah. If the guy who throws his weight around to get you to his new job has to apologize to the owner afterwards and say, "Yeah, my bad."
Yeah.
But no, man. Look, all I'm saying is that we will know for sure. I am not committing one way or another. I'm not going to be bullied I'm not going to be bullied by random people on the internet into saying Tua is that guy. Yeah, he had a bad situation. He had a bad O-line. He had a bad receiver core. He had bad coaching staff. It was a bad situation. Yes, that is true. He also was just not like, he wasn't blowing me away. I'm impressed with his mental fortitude, and I've said that before. I'm impressed with his mental fortitude to stay focused and stay within himself throughout the course of the year. That's hard to do, as you see. Baker Mayfield is upset about it. Matt Ryan left. Like there's a lot. There's not a lot of guys that can just fight through that. That is impressive. He's a professional, without a doubt. He's a professional.
Yeah, no, but
you don't pay people $30 million a year just to be a professional off the field. Like I need to see it on the field, and now we will see it. There's no more excuse now. So we're going to see one way or another. Like everybody's going to be on the same page no matter what at the end of the season. We're going to see, okay, Tua with the supporting cast around him, he's legit. Let's keep this pushing. Or turns out Tua's the same guy that we saw even with the supporting cast. Let's move on. Yeah. One way or another, we're going to find out. It's all I'm saying, and I defy you to tell me I'm wrong. Like, that's perfectly fair. It's perfectly fair.
Don't worry about it. By week 10 next year, I'll tell you you're wrong. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I just wish he had what Baker Mayfield has. And now I don't know if the running game here will be as dominant, but dude, you cannot fail with Cleveland, and that's been the thing. That was the what's called the nail in the coffin for Baker, because he had everything there and he didn't get it done, and that's why they had to trade for a guy.
Like there is I'm not saying Tua is Baker, but like we all thought, oh wow, look at Baker right out the box, throwing 23 touchdowns as a rookie, setting rookie records and da-da-da. Problem with Baker is he is who he was. Like he was who he's always going to be from day one. Like I think we got peak Baker right off the bat. I don't think he's getting any better from me. Like I think that's the caliber player he is. Like
right,
he keep the ship afloat. He can make some plays every now and then. If you piss him off, he's gonna hoop on you. But like other than that, he's just a mid-level starter, mid-tier starter.
I agree. I don't think he's much of a. I was never a believer that he was a franchise guy. That first year, he was on the road to proving me wrong, but I was never a Baker guy. So we'll see what happens. What are you working on ESPN so folks can check you out?
Well, like I said, we are going to get to talk to some of these new additions pretty soon. Want to see what was their mind, what was their process, what was their thought process in coming to Miami. Got a couple features that I'm working on. Just talk to I don't want to blow the story. Just talk to one of these past first round picks this morning on a story that both of us are really excited about. I can't wait to let that develop. That should be up, maybe within the next week or so, maybe 2. We'll see. Things change, but and then prepping for the draft, man. We are about a month away. Like I said, it's never boring out here. Time has flown. It's about that time now. Got to start looking at, shifting my focus from the first rounder and second rounders to the mid day 2 and day 3 guys and see what kind of late round steals we can get. So it's going to be a lot of talking to our analysts. We got the best in the business here. Jordan Reed, Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, great. Even Kevin Seifert, Jeff Legwall, guys who are really into their prospects, really into the draft. Can't wait to pick their brain. And, we're working, man. We're always working here. And
there you
go.
go.
We go to the beach.
Now you have the edge, baby, with Marcel Louis-Jacques. Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ. And make sure you get your Edge energy drink right there. We got the link, myedgedrink.com. Marcel, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Yep. Have a good one, y'all. Thanks for having me.
You got it, baby. There you go. Marcel Louis-Jacques from ESPN and our Edge energy drink, Miami Dolphins report.
You now have the edge on the Miami Dolphins with the Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins Report featuring ESPN's Marcel Louis-Jacques. Get the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste. You can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com.
Boville says people acting like Justin Herbert would have done better than Tua if Justin Herbert was on the Miami Dolphins last year. Let's be real, guys. No, he would have struggled big time here. He would have had problems here. He would have had more sacks. He might have gotten injured. You never know. That's what Tua's not given enough credit for how many sacks he avoided behind this garbage ass line and terrible coaching. He'll be fine. I can't wait for the season because I know we've got to deal with for months now the whole, can he do it and can he not? And all the people that aren't believers are obviously on that whole thing like, well, none of this matters because he's not good enough. So he won't be able to get it done. So it's just, again, it's time for Tua to shut a lot of people up. And that's it. It's up to him now. He'll get it done. I'm sure he will, but it's going to take a little bit because we're going to have to wait a few months for this whole thing to get going finally. Paulie King 305 says, Big O, don't give a ticket to the Tua train to Mr. Thomas. He will stand on the street watching the parade while we celebrate with our favorite QB. Damn right. There is no rides for Omar, for Joe Shad on the Tua train. None. And I think we can leave. I think we got to leave Poupart out too, right? He's kind of an anti-Tua guy. He's not much of a believer, so I think we've got to leave.
We're dragging him behind right now. He's hanging on, but we're about to step on the fingertips.
Yeah. We're about to shut the door on the guy in the helicopter in Under Siege 2, where his fingers stay there when he closes the door. When Seagal closes, is it Seagal, right? Seagal does it, right?
I bow down to your better judgment on that.
Why, you never watch Under Siege 2?
No.
Really? You don't watch any Steven Seagal classic movies?
No.
That's un-American on your part. I just want you to know that.
No.
Above the law? You got to watch Nico Toscani, bro. No. Telling you.
I have other things to do with my time.
What is wrong with you? How is this man? You can't watch anything Seagal has done after 2000, right? But before 2000, I'll take a few of those movies. Come on, man. Under Siege 2 is good, but Under Siege 1, the original with the boat and the girl coming out of the cake. I mean, come on, yeah. You know what I'm saying? There was the real talent there. Just saying. What's wrong with you, Sean? Damn it. All right. Dwork is ready to go, so give him a ring. Set him up. Let's go. Let's take a really quick break. Let's start off hour number 4. David Dwork is going to join us. We'll talk a little Okie as the Panthers. They get ready for the Canadians tonight, but let's talk about the Panthers because, man, they're not fighting amongst each other. They're getting ready to try to win a cup. So let's talk to David Dwork. We do that next.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Sports Grill. Good food, good drinks, good friends. Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealership in the Southeast United States. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The FLPD is hiring. Go to FLPDjobs.com.
Time for the Lockdown segment with Florida Panthers insider David Dwork. This lockdown is brought to you by A. Lenny Locksmith Services. Count on them 24 hours a day. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com. Here's WPLG Local 10 insider David Dwork.
Alrighty, there he is, David Dwork. He is ready to join us to talk a little hockey as the boys. David, I just want to check right now. Is this team fighting amongst each other? Are they fighting against the coach? Are some of the players threatening others to kick their ass? I just want to make sure they're nowhere near where our basketball team is right now mentally.
No, it's a harmonious situation currently with the Panthers. They are all happy and giggling and excited. There is no inter-squad skirmishes happening on the ice with this team.
All right, but Gudas is ready to kick anyone's ass on the other side of the ice.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
You've got several guys that are ready to drop the gloves on that side. But in terms of the lock, and you know what? Maybe that's why there's so much harmony on the Panther side, because, there's Gudas and Hornquist that are ready to slap anybody back into place that needs it.
That's
but
it.
Right now, it's a good situation, man.
So the attitudes, there's a lockdown on the attitudes here in the lockdown segment for the Florida Panthers. They're focused, unlike our Miami Heat, that they're off the rails. By the way, the Miami Dolphins have been making all kinds of moves. I figured they wanted to copy the Florida Panthers because my brother, wow, the last week and a half here, the moves that they made, holy moly, dude. And tonight, I know sadly we don't have Ekblad, but man, we get to see those pieces. And without Ekblad, thank the Lord we're adding 3 guys that can help out too.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how the Panthers were already having this, unparalleled season in terms of the franchise's history. They're at the top of the standings in their division. They're fighting for the conference. They're in conversation for the President's Trophy. And then they go out at the deadline and they bring in not 1, but 3 valuable pieces, one of which was potentially the best option available in terms of forwards, as Claude Giroux, a future Hall of Famer, decided he wanted to come chase the Stanley Cup in South Florida. He wanted to be traded to the Panthers. And so now they've got Giroux. They get Ben Sherratt, who's going to be in the lineup tonight, a top defender who's played over 50 playoff games in the last 4 years. and they get Robert Haig as well, who is a solid shot blocker, a penalty killer. It's like the rich are getting richer, and the Panthers have gone from a cup contender to a cup favorite.
It's phenomenal. And by the way, I know the trading deadline passed, but it even passed with them to have they had a little space that they could have even tried to acquire something else. Man, I was wondering if they would acquire something else. How crazy is that?
They were in conversation too. Zito was talking about a couple of different players on deadline day. I know they were looking at a couple of defensemen. I know that they were in until the end on Andrew Kopp. But ultimately, I mean, look, they were already like a formidable squad before the deadline moves ever happened. Then they went out and they got Sherratt and Giroux and Haig. Even if they would have flipped another guy or two on the deadline, I mean, come on, no, this is like uncharted waters for this team right now. It's pretty remarkable.
So walk us through what we're going to see from Giroux and Sherratt in what do you expect them to do? What would their roles be?
Well, I mean, we'll start with Giroux, who, I mean, he's going to be skating on the top line on the right side with Sasha Barkov and Carter Verhage. And I mean, this is a guy, an elite playmaker. You think of like the vision of Jonathan Huberdeau, some of the passes and playmaking ability of Jonathan Huberdeau. That's a good place to start in comparison with Claude Giroux. He's excellent in the face-off circle. He's a good 200-foot player. He's very responsible in his own end. And look, his numbers have been spectacular throughout his career. Even this year, when they're down, you take into account that he's playing on a Philadelphia team that's been pretty subpar. Now he's going to be surrounded by an immense amount of talent. I expect him to be a point-per-game player, if not better. And he's also going to be on that top power play as well, where he's excelled in his career on the left side half court. He's got a great one-timer, and just his hockey IQ is off the charts. So Claude Giroux is going to add just another dimension to this Panthers top forward unit, which was already maybe the best in the league, if not in the top 2 or 3. And then with Ben Sherratt, at least to start, he's going to be taking Aaron Ekblad's spot in the top defensive pairing with Mackenzie Weegar, which makes a lot of sense. Ben Sherratt's the left shooting defenseman. It allows Weegar to slide over to the right side, which is his natural position. He slides to the left when he's out there with Ekblad because the two make beautiful music together, and it's all good with that. But now he gets to play a little bit more natural position. His angles will be a little bit better with his stick. It'll be a little bit easier for him to move the puck around along the boards. So it's kind of a good trickle-down effect in terms of Ben Sherratt. But, I mean, this is a guy who's big. He's tough as nails. He's another guy who's an excellent shot blocker, and he's physical in front of the net. I would expect to see, that element of his game kind of magnified a little bit. But he's a good puck mover. And look, watching the Panthers defenseman, whether you're on the Ekblad pairing or whether you're on the bottom pairing, you're expected to move the puck. You're expected to be quick transitionally. And I expect Ben Sherratt to be able to kind of fit right in with that mold, something that he was probably aching to do throughout the year with Montreal, a team that was very defensively challenged just by virtue of the personnel that team has. And it's just been a rough year for them, keeping the puck out of their own end. So I think Sherratt's going to enjoy a little bit more freedom than he's going to have with the Panthers, a little bit more ability to move with the puck. And like you said, I'm just really anxious and curious to see how it all plays out. But more so than anything, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too, dude. I can't wait for tonight because I just want to see the new pieces. The only thing that sucks is they're playing a terrible team. So, if it was a better matchup, it might be a sexier game. But, boy, this is a game that the Panthers should be in complete control, man.
Well, with Montreal, as bad as they've been this year, since Martin St. Louis took over as their interim head coach, they've been playing a lot better. Still struggling a little bit on the defensive end, but definitely putting the puck in the net a lot more. But look, Montreal is a scary place to play hockey. The Bell Center is loud, it's crazy, and that combined with the fact that this is really the Panthers' first game since the Aaron Ekblad injury. It's their first game with these new exciting players. There should be no issue with them getting jacked up and ready to roll for this game. Even though it's Montreal and what the Panthers, like a lot of good teams, have a tendency to do, maybe take the lesser teams in the league a little lightly. Right. I would be shocked if that was the case tonight. Just be, all of this hype surrounding the game, the new guys in the locker room, the excitement in that regard, and also they're aware that Ekblad is out, and they're going to want to make sure to show that look, while we can lose one of our best players, we're a good enough team that we're not going to skip a beat.
Should we look into anything with Knight starting again?
Look, I mean, Bruno said it that he's earned it. Sergei Bobrovsky practiced fully all week. I saw him. I watched him closely. He seemed completely normal. I asked Bruno after practice yesterday, is there any issues with Bob in this road trip? He said no, he should be, good to go. And I think this is more indicative of the fact that Spencer Knight started the last 4 games, and he started them all very well. He got his first NHL shutout on the second night of a back-to-back in Anaheim. And, I mean, look, this is a guy who's bounced between Charlotte and the NHL this year, not because of performance, but because they wanted to keep him moving. They wanted to get him, those valuable game experience under his belt. Now he's being rewarded. And, look, I like it. I've been saying now for a while that I'm not sold on the goaltending situation at this moment heading to the playoffs. I'd like to see more consistency from Bob, or I'd like to see more Spencer Knight. Whoever's the more consistent goalie, Joe, that's who I want to see in the playoffs, because the inconsistency has been the biggest issue for me. And with this team that's kind of a powerhouse everywhere else, the goaltending's got to be the thing. So if they're really going to give Spencer Knight a good look, I am all for it, because I want the best foot forward in the playoffs. I don't want another 6-game series where you see 3 different goalies, which is a big part of the failure of last year.
Yeah, no, I remember about 2 months ago you tweeted out that you were like, there are times where I'm concerned with Bob, who allows a greasy goal every once in a while, and you want consistency, baby. The Bees are in the mid-90s. That mofo shut everything down, bro. That's if the Panthers had that, I would tell you could bet the house on them winning the cup, because with that team, that offense, and the Bees are back there, wow, dude, that would be amazing. But you're right. Maybe that's why they said we need to load up even more, because as good as our offense is, we need to improve our defense just in case our goalie isn't as sharp that night.
Yeah, you can't expect to go into the playoffs winning games 5-3, outscoring teams the way they have, just because traditionally things tighten up in the playoffs. Now, again, traditionally isn't an exact science, and this Panthers team has been pretty remarkable this year. So they could very well go into the playoffs and say, bleep the norm. We're going to continue to score 5+ goals a game and do just that. Right. And, the goaltending won't be as big of an issue. I just want to be prepared on all fronts. And look, if Spencer Knight's the guy, regardless of the contract that Bob's got attached to his hip at this point, you go with the best foot. I mean, clearly, Orlando, they are all in this year. They've given up all of their draft capital for the next few seasons. They went out and got Claude Giroux, who is 100% a rental. There's no way they're going to be able to afford to keep him after the season. They're going all in. It's a position the Panthers have never, ever, ever been in their franchise history. Yeah, they went to the championship in 1996, but that wasn't expected. And they certainly didn't go out at the trade deadline and load up on talent. This is a first, and it's pretty cool to watch play out. Just from my perspective, as somebody, I've covered this team for over a decade. I've been following them since the inception. So it's just fun to be in this kind of a situation.
I'm with you there. By the way, what are you working on? Chirping the Cats podcast, Local 10, so folks can check you out following the Panthers, my brother.
Yeah, I actually just posted a new pod, Chirping the Cats pod, yesterday. I spoke to NHL insider David Peñota from the fourth period. This guy is so well plugged in around the league, and he gave some really excellent insight into the Panthers deadline additions, Giroux, Sherratt, and Hayes, how they're going to fit with the Panthers, what their futures could be with the Panthers. So it's a really good pod. Panther fans are into it. I suggest giving it a listen. And then on local10.com, I've always got my written info going up there. My Twitter is always active on Panthers coverage at David's Work. And really, we're just ramping up as the playoffs are getting ready to get here. It's a fun time, man. It's exciting.
No doubt. That is the lockdown segment. LennyLocksmith.com. You get locked out of your car, locked out of your home. LennyLocksmith.com. They serve all of South Florida, Central Florida, and heck, out in even Arizona. We got an office out in Phoenix. But anyway, 10 different offices all throughout South Florida, Orlando, and Tampa. So if you're watching, you need a key, you need a spare key, you got locked out of your home, your car, LennyLocksmith.com. David, thank you, my brother. We'll catch up next week. Should be fun tonight watching the Cats do their thing.
Yes, I will see you next week. I apologize for not being able to see me today. I got Winnie the Pooh over my shoulder here. It's always a pleasure talking to you, brother. We'll talk in a week.
You got it, my brother. Be good. There you go. All right, David Dwork getting it done. Our lockdown segment.
This has been the Florida Panthers Lockdown segment, brought to you by A. Lenny Locksmith Services. Count on them 24 hours a day. Call 855-869-5625 or go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
All right. You know what? Speaking of the Panthers, why don't we do this? Why don't we talk about our KSDT Sports Business Report? All right, folks, if you need some CPA, whether it's for your business, whether it's personal, KSDT CPAs can serve and can help you. Go to the website, ksdtcpa.com, 305-670-3370. Forbes magazine has them as one of America's best tax firms and accounting firms, so they can help you personally, they can help you professionally, and tell them that the Big O Radio Show sent you. All right, so we love when sports and business collide, and we try to find some of these interesting stories in sports. So as you know, Sean, we happen to have the best hockey team in the world in our backyard. You know that, right? You happen to know that, right? Did you also know that this is also one of the greatest values in all of pro sports? That's right. As of Wednesday, the Panthers sit atop the Eastern Conference Atlantic Division, 42-14-6, 90 points. They rank second cheapest team for a family or group of four to attend a game, $319.74. Thanks to the Panthers having the league's lowest average non-premium ticket price at $41.79, they've had the cheapest average ticket cost for 9 seasons. So you're going to pay a lot more money all around the league to get worse hockey. So you have the lowest price for the best team in the planet. The fan cost for the U.S. Major League Sports teams calculated annually by Team Marketing Report, a Chicago-based company. They crunched and published the numbers after conducting team surveys. The cost metrics are based on the average cost of 4 non-premium tickets, 2 beers, 2 sodas, 4 hot dogs, 2 souvenir hats, a proxy for merch buying, and parking. All the things you normally waste, right? The rankings are known for the Fan Cost Index, FCI. The 21-22 average NHL FCI was $462.58, up from $439.91. Mind you, the Panthers are at $319.74. So they're well over $100 cheaper than the average around the league. The average weighted general ticket clocks in at $82.58. $82.58. The Panthers are $41.79. Okay? That's crazy, dude. The only ticket lower than the Panthers ticket in the NHL, do you know who it is? Take a guess. Take a guess.
I'm going to go Lightning.
Come on. Why are you a smart ass? All right. Think 99. Gretzky.
Kings?
No.
Oh, the team was in charge of?
He used to be in charge.
Was on
the Coyotes. The Coyotes, who are a terrible team, like the worst team in the league, basically. The only FCI lower than the Panthers is the Arizona Coyotes at $314. And they've never done anything. They're like a terrible team. That's it. So the Florida Panthers, when you talk about sports and business colliding, and you look around the NHL, you would pay a hell of a lot more money to go see other teams that aren't nearly as good. And Vinny Viola and Doug Sifu are giving you the best value in the NHL with the best team in the NHL. Those are great owners. And that is your KSDTCPA.com sports business report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
Hey, folks, I see the Colin Kaepernick had a another press conference, another talk, and he said the 34-year-old now at this point says, we just want the opportunity to walk in the door and show them what I can do. And he added, I think my talent, my skill set speaks for itself. And, Colin Kaepernick, I got to tell you, my brother, you're just a big-ass joke. You've been a big-ass joke your entire time, okay? I don't care about anything else. I'm talking about just football. Okay. I know what the cause is, and it's very important, and I'm very supportive of it, but I ain't supportive of you, dude. Okay. You're a terrible face for any kind of movement, and you're the typical quitter loser. Okay. Warren Moon was told he couldn't play in the NFL and went to the CFL. Joe Theismann, before he went for the Heisman, so they changed it to Theismann. He was told he couldn't play in the NFL and came back, went to the CFL, came back and won a Super Bowl. So one guy won a Super Bowl, the other guy went to the Hall of Fame. Jeff Garcia wasn't told he wasn't good enough. So was Mark Dixon, so was Cam Wake, and several others over the years. Colin Kaepernick still acts like he's the only guy that was told he couldn't play in the league. If Colin Kaepernick really wanted to show his talents, it's too late now at 34, my brother. You haven't played in forever. You'll be useless. You weren't that good in the first place. You had a nice little run on a great, great team that was loaded. Doesn't mean that you were great. You had a moment like Nick Foles. You had a moment like Trent Dilfer. Whether you won it or you didn't, who cares? Ryan Tannehill's had several moments in Tennessee. Doesn't mean he's anything great. That's what I love about the Colin Kaepernick sorry-ass excuse makers out there, that they don't know jack about quarterbacks, and they make it sound like this guy arrived. This guy had a nice little run on a great freaking football team, but he wasn't a great quarterback by any stretch. And if he had any real belief in his heart, like Warren Moon did, like Joe Theismann did, like Cam Wake did, like Mark Dixon did, people that have real heart and real character, and they're told you can't do it, and they said I can, and they went to another league to then earn their way back. But if that loser really wanted a shot in the NFL, he would have gone to Canada and maybe, just maybe, kick ass. I doubt he would have, but if he would have kicked ass, he would have forced the NFL to bring him back, because there aren't 32 good ones. So eventually they'll bring you back. But his lazy ass wanted to be a poster child for a movement that he rarely was ever seen for, paid by Nike behind the scenes, and really didn't have the fire to make his dream come true. Because if you want to make Amazon, you got to have a dream, right? If you want to be Tyreek Hill, you got to have a dream. If you want to be Warren Moon, you got to have a dream. And that's how it starts. But it also continues with your fight to make sure that dream comes alive. Colin Kaepernick is nothing but a quitter, is what he is. And he hides behind this for his cowardly act of quitting on football, because deep down inside, he also knew he had a run and he wasn't good enough. That's what it is. Deep down inside, he knew he wasn't the guy. But you can hide behind the movement, dude. You go ahead. You got enough people suckered thinking you were the guy at quarterback. Way to go. So every time that story comes out, I'll laugh and I'll keep pointing at that coward that didn't want to fight for his dream. like many, many people fight for the dream of their business, their dream of being an athlete, a singer, a rapper, you name it. Lots of people fight to keep their dreams alive. Colin Kaepernick was a coward that in the first sign of failure went right into a shell and never came out of it. Don't kid yourselves. He's a coward. He's got nothing on anybody that actually fought for their dreams. He's a guy that will live on excuses for the rest of his life and blame the NFL for his failures and blame that he was blackballed and all that stuff. And guess what? Lots of people have gotten blackballed and told they couldn't do it. And they came back and got it done. That guy, he's a quitter. That's what Colin Kaepernick is, a quitter. Nothing more, nothing less. That's what he is. All right, we thank Anthony Chiang, Alan Poupart, Marcel Louis-Jacques, David Dwork, as always. We thank Sean Stanley, who masters this program every single day, and we appreciate him. We thank, of course, the Brunetti family, Frank Fiore, Steve Calabro, all the great people out here at Hialeah Park, baby, for making it happen. We'll be out here every Thursday. By the way, May 7th, we have another boxing card out here at Hialeah Park. We'll be out here for the 6th for the weigh-in show, and then the 7th we'll be out here for the match. I don't think we work that day. We get to actually just enjoy the match. So we'll work on the 6th that day for the weigh-ins, but 7th, and we'll give away tickets probably starting next week. We'll give it away. We'll give away those tickets. We'll have some fun with all that stuff. So if you guys want to come on out and join us for the boxing matches, which the event was awesome last time. I got to say, I was pleasantly surprised at what a great crowd we had. And I think a lot of those people are going to want to come back again, and maybe the crowd even gets even bigger for this one, because I'm sure a lot of people, that thing ended with a bomb, dude. Like, the last 4 fights were awesome. They were fun, man. That was good stuff. So we thank all of you as always. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button, please, on your way out. We would like to get to 1,000 likes. As always, that's the idea every day. Let's get it to 1,000 likes. We will see you tomorrow. We are live at Craig Zinn's, Acura Pembroke Pines, 15601 Pines Boulevard, Pembroke Pines. Those of you that were watching earlier in the week. Anyway, we'll be there tomorrow having some fun, Sean and myself. So if you want to come on by and say hi, come on by. We appreciate it as always. 15601 Pines Boulevard. We thank all the people out here as always at Hialeah Park. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel from the OK Coin Studios.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship.